Came from a broken home. I've seen so many people go. Learn to make it on my own. It's easier for me to be alone. So how are you? Keep cutting through, claiming you're not like the other guys. And only if I could give you a chance, show me that you mean it. We'll feel some type of way. like you're losing track. I know your heart bleeds. Don't lose your mind. Just let it be, let it be. Know you're dying inside. I know it gets harder. Days get longer. But close your eyes. It's gonna be alright. I know it gets harder. Days get longer. But close your eyes. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. I know it gets harder. Days get longer. Close your eyes. It's gonna be alright. I know it gets harder. Days get longer. But close your eyes. It's gonna be alright. Don't look back. Know you feel like you're losing track. I know your heart bleeds. Don't lose your mind. Just let it be, let it be. Know you're dying inside. I know it gets harder. Days get longer. Close your eyes. It's gonna be alright. I know it gets harder. Days get longer. But close your eyes.
Hello and welcome into the Boise State Gay Pants Esports Arena. We're chugging right along with our Black Box VR Spring Invitational. We have our semifinals and we'll know who will be in our championship matchup when the night is over. It is going to be a ton of fun, and we even have a bonus match here to kick things off in the Spring Invitational. I am Michael Fisher, joined by Amber Super Mom Bomb Parker to call all of the action. And Amber, we've got four very, very tough competitors here today that are vying for a spot in our spring championship. I mean, what are you expecting here tonight for these four competitors?
I'm expecting to see a lot of hard work, maybe a little bit of blood, sweat, and tears to push through this next boss.
Yeah, and as I said, we'll actually kick off with a bonus event. Alejandro and Jake, unfortunately, not able to be victorious in our first round, but they both wanted to get a crack at this new boss, Animus, that these players will be taking on. And so, hey, we said, hey, why not take on each other? So I like the fighting spirit from these two guys. So, like I said, it'll just be a consolation match. But, hey, I mean, the fact they wanted to try themselves with an Arena 8 boss in the Platinum League, you know, you can't really scoff at that one if they want to try it out.
Absolutely. I mean, you gotta know how you're going to hold up against that.
Yeah, so as we look at our rules, same as always, we started with 8 competitors. We are down to our final 4 plus our 2 that are just taking a crack at this boss in our consolation match that will kick things off. Same rules as always. It will be most crystals destroyed as our first win condition. If we get past that, it will go to tiebreaker of higher score differential, you versus the boss. And if we have a double tiebreaker, which we seem to always have one sneak in, Amber, it will be total volume lifted, which could get down to just, one or two different exercises. So it could get all the way down to that. Hopefully we just stick with most crystals destroyed. That's nice and easy. And here is the boss they'll be taking on. It is Anubis. And some of those champion levels look pretty low. And then you see that level 16 title that I think a lot of competitors might underestimate.
I think so too. I mean, we kind of pass off title as not being like, a regular tank, but at a level 16, he's not going to be easy to deal with.
Those level 11 Hot Rocks also are very curious to me. They kind of just kamikaze into your gate or your champions, and if we see our competitors kind of go with that Shield Maiden or some kind of tank and then some Scotties, those Hot Rocks are just going to run right into the Scotties and just absolutely annihilate them. So they're really quick. They're really hard to take out, so that'd be something else that I'd maybe watch out, because I hate when enemy bosses use Hot Rocks. I'm like, really? No, just please stop.
Yeah, they really do a lot of damage.
And they're so fast, and they get deployed right next to your Scotties. You can't even take them out in time if you're trying. So let's take a look at our bracket, see how we got down to our final 4 competitors. Don't forget, we will have our consolation match here to kick things off. But we had 8. We are now down to 4, who we will see later here tonight. But it looks like we'll have Alejandro and Jake to kick things off in our consolation match here. Here's the bracket. So we'll have Adam, Graham, Randy, and Jason. See, Jake was over on the right side. He lost to Jason, and Alejandro was over on the left side. He lost to Graham. They're kicking things off. And any expectations for these two guys that are just kind of having a, I guess you can call it a for fun, if you think working out is fun, which I'm sure they have to, match here against our Anubis boss?
I think they're both going to do really good. You got Alejandro, who's a longtime member, and then, Jake, he's actually an employee as well. So I'm glad they gave it another shot. So this will be really exciting to see how it goes. Yeah,
I think Alejandro was only about 500 points behind Graham in his matchup. He was really, really, really close to winning. So this could have been him in this final. So that will be our first matchup. That will be a consolation. Then we'll transition into our Final Four bracket. We'll find out who will be heading to the Spring VR Championships by the end of the night. But we'll kick things off with our pre-match interview between Alejandro and Jake. We're going to throw it down to our correspondent in the gym, where Sterling had a chance to get Alejandro's thoughts before he hopped into the match tonight.
All right, folks, I'm here with Alejandro. Questions for Alejandro before you get started. How you feeling today? You feeling nervous at all? You feeling pretty good?
A little nervous. Normally I get my workout in the morning, so I've been trying to save my energy for this battle. But
okay, well, what'd you have for breakfast?
Pre-workout.
That's right. Breakfast of champions.
Yeah.
Just drink lots of water. Have you recovered from your last battle?
Yeah, that was a really tough boss battle. I've been mixing in some running since then, so my legs are a little sore.
Okay.
So, I'm a little short on the shoulder, so I'm hoping that we can have some good results today.
All right, well, the last boss was Kamiko, but this time we've got Anubis.
Yes.
Level 20 arena boss. Looks like, let's take a look at his stats a little bit. We've got a level 19 chest press, overhead press 20, but the big one is deadlift at 23. As far as champions goes, he's got a Boulder Bell, Ember, Big Sue, Whirlwind, all at level 7, and a title at level 16. Then we got Hot Rocks at level 11. Kind of knowing that, can you share with us a little bit of your strategy going into today against Anubis?
I'm bringing in my hysterical grenades or
Berserks. I took a peek at your deck earlier.
Yeah, you saw my deck. So I got the hysterical berserks in, and I've never used those before, to be honest.
Okay. Well, that's something that our member Andrew's kind of been preaching.
Yeah.
So you may have heard kind of through the grapevine that that's a good one to use. So we'll see that in action today. Why don't you go ahead and grab your phone real quick? Let's take a look at your deck. I know you were showing me a little bit earlier. Let's show the folks at home. Just hold it up here. Looks like we've got, like, right here. Looks like we've got, okay, so you got Winja level 11. We got Sunbird. We've got Aqua Fist. We've got Lightning Tiger. And then we've got Scotty here, as well as, so you're going Big Sue with the tank, huh?
Yep.
Good deal. So is this a deck that you've, we can come back here. Is this a deck you've been rolling with for a while, or you kind of
This is the deck I've been using. This is the deck I've been using maybe the past 20 battles. So,
okay. So you've had a little practice with it then? You think you're ready to go with it?
I'm ready to go.
All right, well, let's not waste any more time. Let's good luck, Alejandro. Thanks for the interview, and good luck in there, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Back to you guys. Go ahead, Chris.
I'm honestly impressed Alejandro's never used the hysterical berserk strategy. Because, I mean, as he mentioned, Andrew and Barrett kind of have been pushing that strategy. I mean, Barrett was the champion and the winner. I thought everyone used that strategy. So big props to him for getting there this far without it. And now be curious to see how he puts it into action as we hop right in between Alejandro and Jake.
Yeah, it is actually pretty surprising to hear someone who has not played around with the berserks yet. They're known to be the round enders.
Like, you get a nice break. If you get like 2-3 Scotties, especially with what level Alejandro's were, I mean, you just throw down that berserk, you can kind of take a good 30-40 second break. He also had some very interesting champions. He had no Shield Maiden. He had some Aqua Fist. He had the Sunbird, which we've seen used sparingly here. So very interesting that he didn't want to pull out the Shield Maiden, as both competitors are already staring down that level 16 title that both you and I were very concerned about.
Exactly. I mean, and I would put Big Sue in my deck because of that title. It's a great thing to go up against a water champion, or it buys you a little bit of time. So, I mean, that's a good pick overall. Aqua Fist is underrated. You know, he is actually very tanky. So he, helps out a lot.
Yeah, I like the winges as well. They actually are, I mean, both. I mean, I know Alejandro already has one down. Looks like Jake's going to deploy one as well, trying to take care of that Boulder Bell. But the winges, especially if you get them a high enough level, they can do some serious damage to titles or Shield Maidens, depending on what you're having to face against. And they do have that type advantage. So I would expect to see a lot of winges, especially because they get that little AoE, so they can take care of some minions. They're actually pretty effective a lot of the time.
They really are, and with those Boulder Bells being out there, a Winja would be pretty handy in your deck.
Like, for the most part, Alejandro's sitting pretty. All that running, that sore shoulder, no concern. He's got both gates at 100%. He's got the opposing gate at about 50. Meanwhile, Jake is taking a lot of damage. He's got that right gate at 60%. He's got that left gate over at 88, and he's also pretty capped on energy elixir. He's got to be careful that he doesn't waste any of it, as he's now at 2350.
Yeah, it's always sad to see elixir go to waste. Unless you're trying to do some no champions type tactic. It's best to just go ahead and just keep spending it as you go.
I see that daily quest and I'm like, not today, game. Yeah. You tried, but it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, no.
Looks like he's got some minions he's all got to deal with on the right. He's got a Boulder Bell on the left. I'm guessing he's waiting. That is Jake for the Ice Shard to end.
Yes.
Does not want his Winja to get destroyed. He's got to worry, though, as his gate's taking a lot of damage.
It really was. Those were hitting very hard.
Yeah, I mean, even with it not being the ice being the double damage to the Winja, still didn't want to deal with it. Meanwhile, Alejandro, he's set very, very pretty right now. Both his gates up above 90%. Got the opposing gate at like 34.
Yeah, that's not a bad spot to be at this point.
Like I puts his water bottle exactly where the fake water bottle goes.
You know, I still have yet to do that. I got to try that sometime.
I feel like I would just I'd go to grab it and it wouldn't be in the exact spot, and I'd just punch my water over and cause a mess.
I'm always worried that I'm panting so hard that I'm just going to end up choking in there and just going to drown myself. So I don't even drink water during my matches just to save my embarrassment.
Yeah, more props to these kids. I'm right there with you. When I've tried, I'm like, nope, I don't want to just die here. So let's keep, let's wait till after the battle. Meanwhile, I mean, Jake he hasn't had any momentum is the problem. I feel like every time we go to him, he's got something bearing down on his gate.
Yeah, they're just nonstop over here, and he's having a little bit of difficulty getting them to back off.
Got that Scotty on the right side. Yeah, she had nothing in front of her, though, so that was my concern I was about to point out, is if she's just going to fall over.
Oh, yeah. Well, and also the boss, as you've noticed, he has the ultimate minions that upgrade. And unless you've done a seriously long streak, which means you're coming in before that 78-hour counter counts down, you're not going to have those ultimate minions, and that puts you at a big disadvantage because not only do they fly, they have bigger health, they also can lob grenades. So if you do have a Sunbird or something, they can actually attack that. So if you're stuck with a lower level minion, you're really at a disadvantage in these matches.
Yeah, when I first glanced up and I was like, is that a minion? I was like, I don't remember the boss having a minion crew. But yeah, no, they I do like the streak counter. That's one of the things that kind of encourages you to actually, make sure you keep going in. Because poor Jake just dealing with, he's got a title. There's another title coming for Alejandro. He did finally manage to take that gate down. He's now trying to burn down that whirlwind, but with double damage, this would be, grab your highest exercise attack and just start slamming would be my strategy if I'm Alejandro here.
Yeah, and I believe his go-to is lats consistently. He'll do those wind blasts, and does them pretty well too, especially if your legs are tired.
You see, Jake. Meanwhile, he's lost already one gate. He's got the other gate over there at about 30%. Meanwhile, yeah. See, this is where I would just ignore the title. You could just probably blast through those minions pretty quickly with that wind blast, especially if you're doing double damage. But I guess you'll also kind of make quick work of a title when you're doing double damage as well with those wind blasts. But you see how hard his are hitting for, over 5,000. That's just absolutely insane.
Yeah, he cleared those things out of the way really quick, which is nice because he didn't need any extra damage on his gates.
2,500. I mean, yeah, this is, if he can go another round of wind blast or something, he should be able to put out quite a bit of damage. Instead, going to deploy some champions. A little bit of a more cautious strategy here from Alejandro. And meanwhile, Jake is still just looking for anything to go his way. He's got a title beaten down on that left gate. He's about to lose that gate as well. He still hasn't gotten any points so far.
Yeah, and he's already down by he's already lost that gate. So, and the other one, once they get below, I honestly, with a boss like this, anything below 40%, you're just buying time.
Yeah, if the boss gets any sort of supercharge or hysterical attack, I think Sterling mentioned that the chest press was up in the mid-20s for the boss. I mean, you're just waiting for him to get 1 or 2 hits on it. Looks like Jake is going to get that right gate. He's got a Sunbird up there.
Hopefully that Sunbird can last. He's kind of sitting out there alone. Even though Sunbird is a flying unit, it's best to have something on the ground. So like a Lightning Tiger, like the Winja that he's putting out, or even an Aqua Fist. Those are really handy to kind of pull the AI's targeting off that Sunbird. Because if you can keep your Sunbird alive, he will wail on that crystal pretty well.
I think for Jake, the boss actually deployed those hot rocks we were talking about, and they just ran right into the crystal. Did about 12%. Wow, Alejandro really hasn't done too much damage, and now he's got that title in the way, and unfortunately those squats, even with the amount of damage he's putting out, are not going to feel very fun against a level 16 title since he's not getting that double damage bonus.
Exactly. It's going to feel like it takes a lot longer.
He might have burned through a lot of that double damage and gotten a little bit on the crystal. He's got it down to about 50% here. Now he's starting to chunk through it.
Yeah, you just got to watch that right gate.
Should be able to finish it off here pretty quickly. I don't think there's anything in his way. Meanwhile, Jake is not in a good spot. He's lost both his gates now.
He's got the title still there, the ultimate minions.
Yeah, this almost feels like, as bad as it sounds, this feels like you might want to just drop your Firehawk here. It just, clear everything.
Oh yeah, with that other title coming at you, that's.
Yeah, this could be just a, you know what? Use your sidekick now to at least save your gate and your crystal.
Yeah,
He's got the enemy title low. I mean, I guess that's a positive. The only problem is the Winj is on the wrong side of the field.
He is, and that crystal's getting so low right now. I don't know how he's going to hold out right at this moment. That's a lot coming at him.
I mean, you can see the boss with that overhead press. Not doing too much since it is a area attack, but yeah, I think Jake's crystal is not long for this match right now.
No, I don't think so either.
Got rid of the title. Maybe you can get. We didn't get a chance to look at his deck, but maybe if you can get like 2 tanks or something on either side of the field. Meanwhile, Alejandro's got a Lightning Tiger down there. Got some hot rocks coming his way, but I mean, his gates are perfectly healthy. He should be pretty set here, honestly. Those hot rocks will probably kill all his Lightning Tigers, unfortunately.
Yeah, I would have waited till they got at least halfway across the field, and then they could just have passed each other. Should have been a better way to go about that.
Could maybe buy you some time. But I mean, he doesn't really have got, looks like, one minion in the way. A whirlwind there, but he evaporated. I mean, he should be able to, I would think, with this chest press, be able to get this crystal down.
I would think so.
About, yeah, 2% per. You need only about, 7-8 reps here. Yeah, I think Alejandro is going to be able to get our first crystal if he's able to push out one more. There you go. So there's our first crystal for Alejandro. Took him a little bit longer, but still in a good spot. Meanwhile, Jake, we see his round has also ended, but this time not in his favor. It is Anubis that took down the crystal.
Yeah, that's a hard one to be at. And to not feel discouraged either. That's really rough.
Jake's going for, I like the two separate strategies here. Jake's waiting to see what gets deployed. Meanwhile, Alejandro deployed his win, just kind of predicting that title.
You don't have enough energy elixir.
Sometimes you get lucky and the AI will follow a pattern for each round, and you can start to anticipate what they're going to do. But then again, he'll just throw you a wild card, and you're like, I wasn't ready for that at all.
Yeah, I think I do like the strategy for Alejandro. I mean, the title's probably, you and I kind of agreed, the only scary thing in Anubis's deck. Everything else is level 7. I mean, there's a chance that, these guys have higher than level 7 for Big Sue and some other minions. So I think you kind of just predict it's the title, and if you don't get lucky, your Winges can still do some decent amount of damage.
They can definitely wear down that health, or at least get through that armor bonus, which is really helpful. And then, you're not exhausting yourself too much on taking him out with, the rest of like either a row or a lap pull down.
See, Alejandro, he ripped through that title. He's already got the gate at 29% for Anubis. He is putting on quite a show right now.
Definitely speeding up. I think the warm-up round got everything going.
Meanwhile, Jake is in a familiar spot with his gates already just being ravaged. He's got a title on the right side. He's got a ton of minions over on that left side, doing a decent bit of damage. This is not going to be a fun few minutes here for Jake while he tries to stabilize.
Yeah, he's going to need to clear everything out right now, and that's not a fun place to be. You just feel like when you're on the defense like that, it's just feels like such an uphill climb.
Yeah, unfortunately, with all that health that those titles have at level 16, one row wasn't enough. Meanwhile, Alejandro's got that other gate at 15%. He should be able to maybe finish it with the lap pull down here, depending on how many reps he has left. Looks like he's just on medium, and he'll just hang it up. But still pretty easy here for him to get another 500 points pretty quickly.
I think so. And avoiding the towers right now is probably, well, actually, never mind.
I was going to agree with you. I was going to say, I think you don't need the towers when you're that well set up. Jake needs something. I feel for this poor man.
Yeah, this is a rough one. A title on both sides like that, that's you almost want to say not fair.
Exactly. This is exactly the situation he was just in last time. And I don't know how much these Winges are going to be able to save him. Both of his gates are already below 50%. I don't know if that Scotty's going to be able to help much there.
Wouldn't be my go-to because there's nothing to put her behind. There's no towers or anything else to defend her. That Winge is not going to be able to protect her enough. So unfortunately, she might not last very long.
He was able to kill that first title. Now he's got to deal with the title on the left side of his screen. And you see the meteor strike queued up there. That will probably evaporate that Winja pretty quickly for Jake. And then that Scotty will be next. He's trying to get something down to protect her, but that's not a tank unit. So.
Yeah, and every time you end up doing that, that just gives the AI just that much more elixir to come at you with. So it's always a tricky balance.
Yeah, we do see Alejandro's taking down the opposing gate. He does have a title in his face that he's going to have to deal with, but he's in a much more comfortable spot than Jake as we near the halfway point of our battle. Jake's got, looks like his Sunbird did live, but now there's a Boulder Bell that's probably going to take out that Scotty before he can protect her at all.
I think so too.
Gonna put a ooh, maybe the I don't. know how that will work. I think the AI unit will just keep killing the Scotty until it dies, but maybe that tower will be enough to keep her alive.
One could hope.
For Alejandro, he's got, once again, those lap pull downs. He is more than prepared for this boss with his lap pull downs, just making quick work, even just supercharged on those titles. That one was hysterical. I think that was his strat last week. He's like, I'll just do hysterical lap pull downs, and you know, he's sticking to his guns from the last time we saw him.
This is true. That is his strong point. And when you've got boulder bells and titles, that is a good one to go to.
Got just about 250 short of getting one more Scotty, and he could throw the Berserk down and just evaporate that crystal, but instead he'll throw a Lightning Tiger down. I always try and like hysterical the Lightning Tiger as it runs past the Scotty, and I never get it to work. I end up just whiffing. It's so fast.
They really are. It's an interesting thing to try to time and set up. And one thing I've noticed too is that a lot of panicking ends up happening. And sometimes you just gotta like hold off for just a few seconds on deploying something, and then you can build the field more like how you want.
Yep.
But if you throw something out there in the middle of the AI supercharge or hysterical attacks, or right in the middle of their hot rocks or something, you're just really kind of screwed yourself.
I mean, we see all of those minions that Alejandro just deployed, I think, died to. I think it was a wind blast from Anubis, just ripped through them. Meanwhile, Jake's at least gotten a gate down.
Yeah.
But and he actually has the crystal at 12%. I think he has used one of his power-ups, so I think he committed the Berserk and was able to kind of stabilize there and should be able to get a crystal here and tie things up, at least on the crystal side. He's still losing by, he'll be losing by 500 points after he gets his crystal down.
But it will feel good though. Sometimes you just need that extra little push, Yep. It encourages you, and you kind of get like that extra wind of like, okay, now I'm back on top.
There we go. He takes it down. Alejandro's also used one of his Berserk power-ups. Did not see when, but did not result in him destroying a crystal in like 30 seconds, like we've seen from some of our competitors, especially in the fall. So we've got ourselves an even playing field here with Jake back in it. He's got that tower, and he's just going to commit. Oh, never mind. All right. I thought he was just going to go double Scotty right off the start. I was like, that's pretty ballsy.
Yeah, that's not quite how you want to play that. Not yet.
Towers in front of him. I can see the logic, but yeah, I agree with you. It's like, you got to just, take a second there, because you realize they're going to dump all of their energy elixir right back at you.
Right, and you want to know what your Scotty is going to be going up against, and Ember is not what you want your Scotty dealing with. When Ember hits something, it just stays on fire. And she also has not a huge range, but it's a decent range, and so, they don't play nice together overall.
See, his Scotty ends up going down. So does his tower, so even his Sunbird was not long for that world. His Sunhawk was not long for that world. Finally does take care of the Ember, but that was a lot of waste energy elixir for Jake. Meanwhile, Alejandro, he's got the opposing crystal at 21%. One more rep of an exercise of his choosing should be enough.
Yeah, he's setting himself up pretty nice right now. Again, going with that trusty Aqua Fist.
Does have an Ember in his way that I guess he's looking for a little bit of that water on fire bonus damage. Wow, okay. Maybe he's got a mission for triple Aqua Fist. I'm not sure. I've never seen this many Aqua Fists before.
It can be helpful. I definitely, I've used this one a few times myself, or I've even done 2 on each side, just because they do soak up a lot of damage and it keeps the AI busy.
Ooh, he's also going to deploy. He was thinking about putting the tower down, but I would just go for the crystal.
Right, at this point, that would be the best bet.
There is a Tesla tower in his way. Won't do too much damage, but it will soak up a lot of the damage those Aqua Fists are doing, since it will do double damage. So, die sooner rather than later.
I think this is going to put him in a pretty good spot.
I feel every time we look at Jake's screen, there's just like a bunch of things in front of his gate. I don't know how it happens. This boss clearly has it out for him right now.
It really does. Like, that is all the minions. It almost looks like a Minions crew worth of minions, but that's just the regular ones.
You can see his little minions there not really even, I don't even think the opposing minions even noticed that Jake's minions were there.
No, not even a little bit. And every time they wipe out his, it's just more elixir for the AI to throw at him. So I think that's why he's just able to bombard him so quickly. His AIs just or his minions aren't doing enough damage out there.
Yeah, they're not living long enough. They're dying in the minion versus minion battle. But you see, I mean, he's got a big Sue in his way. He's got a Boulder Bell in his way. I don't know if a Lightning Tiger is going to save you there.
You don't have enough energy.
But maybe he just wanted to clear some of his energy. No, that was all of his energy elixir. That was an interesting strategy to get that Lightning Tiger out and wait for it to be able to get a safe path.
I mean, trying to get any gate damage down, I completely understand that one. Just anything on that gate while he tries to work on these other champions.
We got just under 10 minutes left. We're tied at crystals, but Alejandro's pretty comfortably far ahead in terms of tiebreaker, but he's actually just going to get this second crystal picked up, and meanwhile, Jake finally had to commit that side pick, clear the board, and maybe if he has a Berserk with some towers in front of the Scotties, he can make a play.
Well, this would be the time. When you get a clear playing field, it's a good time to get your stuff out there. I think he's waiting for the
Fire beam to end.
Yep.
You can see how much damage his gate's taking.
And you wonder sometimes, is it worth it?
It's like, yeah, he eventually decides, nope, I'm just going to deal with it. So Alejandro's got his second crystal now, and he doesn't have to deal with the title. It actually looks like Anubis decided to deploy the Big Sue, and that is definitely helpful after dealing with all those titles to just get a Big Sue. I mean, it's still a Big Sue, but it's not level 16.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, a good amount of chest press, you get right through him.
So he's trying to get the Berserk onto it. Is he going to get it in time? No. He tried. He tried the Berserk on the Lightning Tiger for Jake, but they're just too quick.
That is true. You gotta wait till they're down there usually at the gate, but as long as whatever you have out there lives long enough for that Berserk to work, you're gonna get a decent amount of damage accomplished.
He got two Scotties Berserk, and he gets double damage, which is both good and bad.
Yep, now would be the time.
The boss also gets double damage, and I think actually the boss got a flame turret that sniped one of his Scotties with Berserk, which is always a bit frustrating, but he got a gate, and he's got the crystal dropping pretty quick. If he can burn through this tower, I think Jake can tie us up in terms of overall crystal score.
That would be a really cool pulling ahead that much.
Does look like for Alejandro, he has also destroyed a gate. Looks like he also committed his second Berserk, so he was able to burn through that. Unfortunately, not able to get the crystal though, and it's kind of where he slowed down. I feel like Alejandro's gotten gates really quickly, but the crystals have taken him a little longer than you would expect to take down. He's played a lot more cautiously there, and Jake's tied us up. We're 2 crystals aside now.
Nicely done for Jake.
Fortunately, the score tiebreaker is nowhere close to his favor.
No.
You would need a third crystal here without Alejandro getting one, and he's got no power-ups and no sidekicks left, and you never know when the boss will deploy their sidekick or if they won't. It's always that great mystery you're kind of dealing with every time a round starts. Like, is the boss going to use their fire? Oh, they are? Oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah, it's always a gamble. I honestly wish they would, just use it early and just get it out of the way, that I don't have the anxiety the rest of the time.
And then sometimes some bosses just never use it, and you just get lured, and you're like, oh, I totally forgot. The boss doesn't have to do anything, and then one uses it, you're like, oh, that's right. Bosses have the same sidekick I do.
Exactly. I have a couple of times I've set the field up pretty well for myself and then just completely annihilated it. I was like, all right, okay then. That was a good play, and I hate when you do that.
That's how you feel. Alejandro's finally in some trouble here. That gate's going pretty low, but I mean...
Yep, pull out the lats. I mean, you clear out those minions and then take care of, with the rest of what reps that he has.
Take care of that title.
Yep.
The Winja should help. I'm curious if, as I say, I wonder if he would put the Winja on that right side to kind of do that area of effect damage and just kind of clear out the minions almost by himself and let the lat pull down focus primarily on that title. Yeah,
Oh,
I feel so bad. Like, why are there 2 level 16 titles already beating down on Jake? The round just started.
right, and then here comes a boulder bell right behind him. And you're just like, ah.
At least they're stacked, so this lap pull down will do a decent bit of damage to both of them.
Which will be helpful.
That'll at least make it a little easier. He actually is going to be able to kill that first one. And then he's like, okay, now I got to deal with. I can just see it. I can see the look. He's like, really? Like there's 2, not 1.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to do rows. No one wants to do rows.
Nobody does.
Got a Winja though. That'll help a little bit. But he's gonna have to wait as there's a meteor strike coming his way.
Those are real rough on a Winja.
Yeah, especially with, I mean, we talked about it, one of the highest attack levels for the boss is Anubis's overhead press. And of course he immediately picks a fire beam. Jake just has not had any luck. I feel for poor Jake.
I really do as well. Like, this is not in his favor at all.
But the boss is just apparently has a personal vendetta against him. I don't know what he did to upset Anubis this much. But he has just had constant titles. I mean, that boulder belt's kind of low. He's at least got a tower to help protect his gate. But he needs to be more offensive than defensive if he wants to end up winning this consolation match here between himself and Alejandro.
Yeah, this is the time to really, like, dig down, find that, you know, at this point, third wind, and push through.
Final 4 minutes. He has not got, I mean, he has got one gate at 92%, so he hasn't even gotten that much damage on a gate yet. But hey, he still has the lead for now.
You know, and winning against Anubis will be amazing after what he's been put through on this. Anubis really put him through the ringer, so it would feel good, really good to just beat him and just, you know, be like, hey, at least I got the game.
Exactly, and he should be, I mean, he'll hold the point lead unless Anubis gets both gates, so that is a positive. Meanwhile, we look at Alejandro's side. He's pretty much clean on both sides. His gate is at 7%, but Anubis's crystal is only at 63, so.
Yeah, you know, a good set of deadlifts or squats at that point will just melt right through that crystal.
Got the hysterical thought. I mean, yeah, he's doing about 7% per hit. I think the only thing that's going to stop him is the rep limit might. No, it's not actually going to cut him off. Wow.
Yeah, nicely done.
So there, that is Alejandro's third crystal, and probably enough to secure him the game. Meanwhile, Jake's just got to find a way to protect this last gate for the next 2.5 minutes so that he makes sure he doesn't end up with a tie. Who wins when you tie the boss? Do we know?
You know, I don't.
Like, I don't know if the boss has, like, total pounds lifted. Then the boss, oh, look.
Oh.
The boss even uses.
That's gotta hurt.
Jake just.
Poor guy.
I don't know if he did, man.
Like, Alejandro's, you know, you look over at Anubis on Alejandro's side there, and look, there's, you know, sidekick is still there. Both power-ups are still there.
Yep.
Jake just can't get a break.
No, he's got.
If he gets through this and he wins this match, man, like, that's just gotta feel good. This is ridiculous.
He's got double damage, but that is a good and a bad thing, because double damage for both the player and the boss. So that is going to be
with an exposed crystal. That's not.
The boss is stalling. I think the boss is going to deploy some champions maybe, so that'll buy him some time. He's only got to hold on for a minute and a half.
I think that gate, well, 36%. That's cutting it close. It depends on what he wants to hit it with.
I mean, he's got a couple of lightning tigers on that right side gate. He might be able to get that right side gate on his own and secure the victory here.
Oh, and those lightning tigers, they just got demolished by those hot rocks.
And there's a title coming. Hopefully the title's on the left side so that Jake has. No, of course not.
Nope.
Of course.
You look awesome.
Well, hopefully it takes that title 48 seconds to walk across the field. Give poor Jake a break.
Well, I mean, if the boss doesn't go after that gate, Jake still wins.
This is true.
So, I mean, there's still a chance. I mean, the boss is trying to take down Sunbird right now with that ice shard. Jake's just like, all right, I'm going to clear out the left side of all these minions. I don't want to deal with any minions on the left side. He's doing everything he can to win.
Just keeping him back. Yeah, it's just, hold that gate as long as possible. And Alejandro over here, he's still throwing lightning tigers. Just pushing to this last 10 seconds.
Yeah, Alejandro will be victorious. 3 crystals to 2, but it looks like Jake is going to be able to win by the smallest of margins over the boss, at least, which is always the first goal. So,
exactly.
Big shout out to Jake for getting that one done.
Yeah, for pushing through that, that was amazing.
Yeah,
well done.
Ooh. Oh, you didn't get the heroic chest, Alejandro. Disappointed. Disappointed.
We subtract 500 points.
Exactly. You lose 500 points for not getting the heroic chest. Oh, see, Jake even got the heroic chest.
Yeah, he did.
That's what there you go. Jake's the true winner, really. He got the heroic chest. That means he's going to get probably way better cards than just that rare box that Alejandro got. But a big congratulations to Alejandro picking up the win. A very dominating performance in our consolation match. Kick things off here. Don't forget the Black Box VR Spring Invitational supported by Bang Energy. If you're looking for something to fuel your next workout or hike, or if you want sustained energy as well as peak in mental and physical performance, Bang is the energy drink for you. Bang Energy, potent brain and body fuel. Well, we wrapped up our consolation one, and honestly, really impressive performance from Alejandro. I mean, I was worried for him. He's like, I've been running a lot. My shoulder's kind of sore. You would have never guessed it the way that he just absolutely dominated Anubis on that one.
Exactly. I mean, I wouldn't have known that guy had done anything else to make himself sore. That was a really good push, good drive on that. So, yeah, congrats, Alejandro, on your win.
Well, let's hear from Alejandro himself. Let's go back down to Sterling in the arena and hear what Alejandro had to say after his dominating boss victory and consolation match victory.
All right, folks, I'm here with Alejandro. Just finished his arena battle. Man, was that shutout match against Anubis? That was impressive. How do you feel about your performance?
I'm out of breath. That was really hard. I tried going in with a strategy and it just went out the window right after the first 30 seconds. It's really hard to. I freeze up and I just.
Yeah. So you didn't go with your original strategy with the champion deployments?
I used my champion, my normal ones, but I had plans on using Big Zoo a lot, my tank, and I used him I think maybe once or twice the entire round.
Okay. Yeah. So, I saw you were using Aqua Fist, right? Throwing Aqua Fist out there.
Yep.
How'd you think of those ultimate minions that they were throwing at you? Were you able to kind of plow through those, or were they a surprise?
There was a lot of minions. They were stronger than my minions. They just kept spawning like nonstop. They're powerful too. They take down your gate more than a standard one would.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's very impressive with the shutout match there. We'll let you go home and rest up. Anything else you want to say to the audience while we got you here?
Nope. Hope to see you guys in here soon.
All right, back to you guys.
Yeah, I think the ultimate minion is almost maybe like the biggest surprise thing for the boss. It's not like, okay, these champions are kind of low. This will be easy. And then it's those ultimate minions that kind of look like a minion crew and do way more damage than it felt like minion crews usually do.
Right, and it puts your Sunbird in jeopardy as well, just because they do have a ranged attack. So it does change up the play a lot. But, as we like to tell people, if you want to get to those ultimate minions, you got to keep coming in. Mm-hmm. You build up that streak. And you just keep getting more goodies and stronger minions as you go through.
Yeah, then you can finally take down Anubis. I feel like that's Jake's first thing. He's like, okay, how many times do I have to come in to get ultimate minions? Because my poor little minions were not getting it done. But we will take a quick break. Then we'll be back with the first of our semifinal matches here on the night in the Black Box VR Spring Invitational. It's all coming up right after this break.
NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back into the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. We just watched Alejandro win our consolation, and we got a little bit of a sneak peek at Anavis, the boss that all of our competitors will be taking on here tonight. But now it's time for our first semifinal match. It will be Adam and Graham going at it for a berth in the Spring VR Black Box Championships. Fish and Amber still calling all of the action. So we just saw the boss, Amber, in our consolation match. I think the takeaways that Adam and Graham have to be ready for are titles and those incredibly strong minions that they're probably going to have to deal with a lot of, because I don't think either of them are going to have ultimate minions.
This is true. I mean, those ultimate minions, they are throwing people for a loop for how much damage they really do. So unless you've got them equipped, you're kind of out of luck on that one.
Yeah, I mean, and then it's kind of weird because when we look at the boss card, you don't see anything about the ultimate minions. You're like, okay, everything's level 7. There's a level 16 title. You're like, okay, I'll just focus on the title. The ultimate minions are almost probably the scariest thing, because when we saw from Jake firsthand, I'm sure he would say that every time we looked, it was almost looked like the boss somehow had a minion crew deployed right in front of his gate, just beating on his gate. So I don't know if anyone's going to be ready for those ultimate minions before they hop in, because it's not on the boss card. And you know, I'll blame Sterling a little bit. He's not helping them out, letting them know they have ultimate minion.
Yeah, they definitely need a little bit more of a warning for these.
Well, we take a look at our bracket, see how both Adam and Graham got here. Graham beat Alejandro, who just absolutely whooped this boss. So a lot of pressure on Graham, not only to win, but to outdo his opponent that he beat a couple weeks ago. Adam took down Darby, and that will be our first semifinal match. After that, we'll have Randy and Jason going to make a spot in that championship. But we'll take a look at that boss we were fighting in case you did miss our first consolation game. It is Anubis. He's got a level 16 title who has a ton of health. He's got those level 11 Hot Rocks that we saw annihilate a couple of Lightning Tigers. For the exercises, nothing felt too scary, but it's those ultimate minions. You don't see it on the card here, but it's those ultimate minions that are absolutely going to be a pain, because they're going to wipe the floor with your minions.
They absolutely will. I mean, and his meteor strike is pretty hefty. That's going to definitely pack a punch. But yeah, watch out for those flying, bomb-throwing minions.
I mean, that lap pull down at level 24, if either Adam or Graham wants to go with the tried and true Shield Maiden into Scotty, that lap pull down for the boss is going to just absolutely destroy them. Well, before we get into our match, let's throw it back down to the arena, who's got Adams joining Sterling there, and let's get Adam's thought before we hop into our first semifinal match of the night.
All right, folks, I'm here with Adam Sippy heading into the second round of the Spring Invitational Tournament here at Black Box VR. Adam, how you feeling about heading in today? You nervous? You feeling pretty confident?
Yeah, a mixture of both. I'm a little bit nervous. I know the competition is tight in this Final Four with Graham, Jason, all those guys. There's some tough dudes. So a little bit nervous, but I know, there's a reason we're here.
Definitely. You did a good job advancing from your last battle with Peach Pit. That was some good performance there. But heading in today, going up against the AI, Anubis. Let's talk a little bit about the AI. Looks like on his stats, he's got Boulder Bell, Ember, Big Sue, and Whirlwind, all level 7 champions in his deck, as well as Tidal, a level 16 title, and it looks like Hot Rocks level 11. Can you tell us a little bit about your strategy heading into today's match?
It's going to be the classic strategy. You got to get your defense out in front. and then put something behind it. Last battle, I kind of made the mistake of just throwing out whatever, and it was a Hail Mary a lot of the times, and like was said in the broadcast, that was a mistake.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and actually layer it out, and hopefully I don't just get into that brain set of where everything's just jumbled and you throw it out.
Right. Well, do you think you're going to use any towers today? I mean, are you going to kind of steer away from using those, or do you kind of use the structures to your advantage?
The structures definitely do give an advantage. It keeps people off of your gates. So it gives a bit of a buffer zone while actually attacking. So there is the con of, yes, it's taking up time where you could be attacking and being on the offensive, but when it comes to point difference, those towers do give a great defense for you.
All right, good deal. Well, it sounds like you've got a pretty good strategy heading into today's round. What do you think your score is going to be? What are you going for? Do you have like an approximate score that you're trying to hit?
I would really like to get at least 4 crystals.
Okay.
5 would be ideal. I know some guys, might be getting that 5 or 6.
Yeah.
But I will be happy, and I think it would be a good lead or a good score if I can get at least 4 and maybe an extra gate.
All
We're
right.
going to push for more.
So we're talking anywhere between 4,000 points and upwards to 10,000 points here going into the round. All right, Adam, well, last thing, we'll finish on this. You're going up against Graham in the bracket. Anything you want to say about Graham, your opponent today?
I haven't seen his stats a whole lot. I will say we're ready to get the points and get that energy elixir for Earth. Graham has been kind of siphoning off to other planets, but we're here to battle for Earth.
Yeah.
So we're putting an end to that.
All right, Graham. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Adam, thanks for the interview. Good luck in there. And back to you guys.
I really like how somehow everyone in this tournament has taken the story and really incorporated it into their personal mission.
Absolutely. I think that's great. And, thank you, Adam, for saving the energy elixir for Earth. You're right. Graham's being a little stingy, saving it for other planets.
Unbelievable, Graham. Really can't believe you would do that to Earth like that. And I think Adam is right. 4 and 5 crystals feels like the sweet spot. Like 4 and a gate is probably enough points. So if he gets 5, I like his chances. And I think the other thing that sticks out is all these competitors, they're like, yeah, going with the strategy, and then we get to the post game, like, yeah, my strategy, it fell apart in 30 seconds.
Yeah, we'll see how this hangs out. I know he did take a lot of his other battle to heart and pay attention to that, so we'll see what stuck.
Well, let's get ready to hop into our first semifinal match of the night. It is Adam versus Graham. One of them is going to the championship here in our VR Spring Invitational, and we'll see who's going to come out on top. Remember, it is Crystals Destroyed is the first one. That'll be the counter there you see on screen. If those tie, it's score differential versus the boss, and then total pounds lifted is our double tiebreaker. After that, I guess we just flip a coin, because if you tie in total pounds lifted, that's honestly incredibly impressive.
That is. That's I think deserves an award.
Yeah, if you should both advance, honestly, if you can get the pounds tied.
Yeah, make them battle again.
We see there's that title for Adam already bearing down. He's got those lat pull downs, and meanwhile, just a casual level 7 Big Sue for Graham. So he's feeling pretty confident if you're Graham, because I think he got a little bit luckier here on that opening start for the boss.
For sure, and honestly, you can't go wrong with just throwing out a good old rock dude when it comes to pretty much any battle. Like, I just can't ever take rock dude out of my deck. Like, he's just my buddy.
I mean, you can see. Very rarely we see these competitors have higher level units than the opponent. But I mean, you can see his rock dude's level 12, and this Big Sue's only level 7.
And the amount of damage that a level 12 rock dude can soak up is ridiculous, especially in Platinum. We're talking like that thing has easily over 25,000 health going for it. So giant damage sponge, which also shows you how hard that the AI is hitting.
Yeah, I was just saying, that thing looks like it looked like it was at full health, and then I looked away and it was almost dead. And it looked like there were some hot rocks coming at it. Meanwhile, Adam's taking care of that title. He's got the boulder bell that he's trying to deal with. More lat pull downs, which I don't know if you want to be going lat pull down heavy this early, because there's going to be a lot of titles coming your way. And you can see his gate is already paying the price.
Yeah, those boulder bells, they do so much damage. Those boulders roll right through anything in front of them. They just smack right into the gate. And so getting rid of them is really crucial. Oh, poor Rock Dude. Yeah, there he goes.
I was going to say, he's got 2,100 energy elixir. The problem is there's really no one in front. I mean, maybe he just throws down another Rock Dude, honestly.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. And definitely layering. If you're going to do it, do a Rock Dude and a Lightning Tiger, or do 2 Aqua Fists and something else. Like, you want to kind of stagger it so you have a little bit more going on the field. Just doing a champion at a time is not typically the best approach.
He's got enough for Rock Dude and a Scotty if he wants to go with the more tried and true. It looks like he'll do that. Both these competitors' gates are taking a lot of damage, and I mean, Alejandro, he really impressed me in the Constellation because it felt like he was never this close early on in the match. So both these guys already have their work cut out for them.
They really do.
It's like both their gates are pretty low. We see Graham's got that Rock Dude and that Scotty. And wait, how did the Scotty get sniped behind the Rock Dude? What did I miss?
There could have been a minion.
Maybe. I was like, okay, you're setting up pretty strong, and then something clearly did not care about the giant Rock Dude right in the way of the Scotty.
Yeah, if there was an ultimate minion behind the Rock Dude, it could have just lobbed a grenade at her.
Oh, it feels really bad having to kill those ultimate minions one by one. Meanwhile, we see there, Adam's got his own Rock Dude down. He's got a Scotty, and unfortunately, those hot rocks.
They're going to ruin what he's laying out right now.
Well, I think luckily the Rock Dude took it. I thought they would go for the Scotty. I think the boss probably could have positioned him a little bit better. Luckily the AI was a little bit careless there.
Yeah, and honestly, the AI could have targeted the weaker gate too. So good on him that the Rock Dude soaked it up.
Heavy mode is now
the AI overlords sometimes in Black Box. Give us a chance at least.
You hope so.
They'll put like, the title on the wrong side. You're like, okay, I'll just ignore that. Thank you. That Rock Dude's dead. There's a title coming down for Adam, and I don't think his Scotty's going to last very long. And we go over to Graham, who's got a Boulder Bell destroying that gate, and he's almost got both his gates below 50%, which is not a spot you want to be in.
Looks like he's trying to decide if or what he wants to deploy.
Don't see the bars moving, so it's not like he has. I don't know if maybe he thought he had an attack queued up. That is a lot of time that they got to just wail on that gate over there.
Right, and I'm trying to see what he's trying to go for here.
As I say, as I know, there's always, it does take a little bit for the machine to queue up the exercise, so I thought maybe he was waiting. They both get double damage mode, which is both good and bad.
Indeed. It looks like Graham's got a little bit more to deal with on his side over there.
Gates are much lower as well.
Adam's working on the Boulder Bell.
See if there's just one starter here. Ooh, no, he has a lot more health than I was expecting.
Yeah, she's almost there. There. Might as well use that row while you can.
I mean, he can just, he'll be able to throw down the lat, pull down, and okay, never mind. I was like, okay, you can go lat, pull down, and you can just kind of take down that left side, but the heavy squats, that is, I mean, if you're looking for damage, that's definitely probably the right one. Double damage, heavy squats.
Oh yeah, that or deadlifts. That will get you really far, especially if that's your highest level that you have in your exercises there.
Wow, we look at Graham's side. He's still got that big suit. He's going to lose the first gate. This is an interesting one. Looks like he's going to try and crystal race the boss.
Yeah, this is not ideal. I will say right now, this is a terrible idea. I love you, Graham, but no. That big Sue explodes when he dies. There's so much going on over there, and the fact that he's picking rows too to try to take down that gate instead of like a deadlift or a squat, which is his higher level as well. So
yeah.
No.
I first saw the gate and like the Rock Dude hit the 0. I was like, oh, it's only at 6%, and then I was like, wait, it's at 60. That was, I mean, Risky strategy.
You can crystal race, you can race the AI, but you gotta load up your strongest one. You gotta put it on heavy, and you gotta really push them out, because there's so much going on in an exposed crystal over there.
Berserk, Scotty going. Meanwhile,
ooh, we got a 5% on the left.
Adam has got a gate though, so he at least has that 500 point buffer. He's also going to lose his gate though, but he can actually crystal race the boss because he has the boss's crystal exposed, and I think that's what he's going to go for here.
Right, and he's got the level 25 on this water, so loading up a squat, best thing to do. But gosh, it makes me nervous when a big Sue's near my crystal. That's just terrifying.
He's also got a boulder bell over there. I mean, those lightning tigers will sort of help the base racing a bit, but they're not going to do any damage to that boulder bell. It's a very interesting strategy for both our competitors here early on. But I mean, this is what we think. I mean, Adam kind of hinted at. You go into strategy, and then everything falls apart, and you kind of just start throwing things out and hoping something sticks.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what we're seeing right now. Is a little bit of not sure what their plan B was. But I'll stick with Adam right now. He loaded up his best exercise. If he could just go for that crystal and focus on that, that's the best thing he can do, because my goodness, his crystal's low.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, he had to waste a lot of those reps on that boulder bell. So now he'll go with the deadlift. That right side pretty clear, though. Unfortunately, his crystal's taking a beating. Graham actually stabilized. Took down a gate. Unfortunately, there's another big Sue beating on his crystal.
Yeah, I was like he's going to try to put a tower there. At least buy him a little bit of time.
I think the double damage has faded. So that will at least help. I think Adam's trying to throw down some lightning tigers, maybe even on that left side is almost a distraction. I mean, I think if one of these competitors can get the crystal for Anubis, there's a good chance the other one might not get the crystal in time, and that could be the difference. Those 1,000 points, the whole round has to reset.
Exactly.
Here we go.
If I was either one of these guys right now, I would just want this round to end. This is intense.
Adam's going for it. He's got the squats loaded up.
There you go.
He should get it. This should be enough. There we go. Woo. Whew. Okay, that scared me, how close that got.
Oh my gosh, and poor Graham.
I mean, as you mentioned, that Big Sue's going to explode on the crystal, so leaving it alone is almost sometimes the better play.
You know what? I mean, if he had an opening and he went with his strongest exercise right now and just wailed on that crystal down there, that would be the best bet. But yeah,
that was about 6% that got dealt to his crystal. That left side's pretty clean though. As we talked about, queue up your strongest exercise, but defending for that long, we're already 10 minutes in, and you can see from Graham's screen there, he's feeling it.
Yeah, he's looking a bit tired.
Don't blame him. I mean, these guys have been on the defensive for the first, usually, the first couple minutes, okay, you clear them out, then you set up. I mean, these guys have been on the defensive since minute 1, and it took them 9 minutes to finally get some breathing room. But I think Graham's going to lose the crystal here unless this rock dude comes down in time, and not quite.
Oh, you hate to see it.
You really do. It just, I mean,
he fought so hard. There was so much to get through.
And it's those ultimate minions. You look down, they're always on your side. And as you mentioned in our first match, the biggest thing that you don't even think about is they just destroy your minions so quick. That's 50 energy elixir, and that really stacks up pretty quickly.
It really does. And Graham has an interesting power-up choices there.
I see the freeze in a minion form.
Oh, he's playing around with new stuff.
And I think I saw from Adam, he has at least one healing. So we definitely are getting a little bit away from the supercharged berserks. The healing would have been good on that crystal. I'm shocked that Adam had the mental toughness to say, you know what, I can make it through. I'm going to save my healing, because I would have blown my healing a long time ago if I was Adam.
Oh yeah, with everything how that first round was going, that would be hard not to want to go through that. But if Graham ends up using that minion portal, it'll be kind of a nice little sneak peek of one of our new power-ups that we've been in development on. If you didn't know, Graham is he's on the dev team.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, so he might. We'll see if that.
Sneak peek.
Yeah, a little treat there. I know Graham's been really busy and busting out a lot of stuff. I mean, the whole team has currently. We've got a lot of updates. We had working on that PvP, so eventually.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, real-time PvP is going to be coming to Black Box this year, and that will be amazing.
That would be awesome. We won't have to have, guys want to be playing bosses, be playing each other. I mean, I saw that there was a patch recently that in between rounds it showed you your round stats, which I thought were actually pretty cool.
Yep, that's actually super helpful. And you know where you stand, and if you're doing the leaderboard battle, you know exactly how much more you need to get. So yeah, it's a lot of things coming, and more things into the app. So yeah, definitely Black Box is staying busy on the behind the scenes, making things go.
Lots of constant improvements. I know Graham, I'm sure, is going to go in and just delete Anubis at this point.
He's gonna be nah.
He's like, no, this boss is not allowed anymore.
All done.
Got a Big Sue, that explosion, unfortunately. It's like, hey, you killed a Big Sue. Hey, it blew up on your gate for 9%.
Yeah, that's rough. But it looks like he's clearing out a bit more room there. The left side's kind of quiet, but he's getting a little space.
Keep going.
Unfortunately,
You're doing a lot of damage.
Getting a little gas, too. I don't blame him, man. Those ultimate minions are just so, like, I don't know how anyone, it's like, hey, we'll take the boss, have a really strong title, and ultimate minions. That seems fun.
Yeah, sometimes some of our users, they do actually have those just, all ready to go. But then some of them don't, and so it does put you at a disadvantage.
For Adam, he's kind of held off. That left gate looks pretty scary.
It does.
Might want to put that, but look at, the only thing it is, it's just those ultimate minions. It's nothing more than ultimate minion and boss attacks doing all this damage. And for now, he's going to ignore it. There's that whirlwind, but as we talked about last time, only you can see her and attack her. Your champions will unfortunately not help you out in that department.
Right, she is one that you do not want to just ignore. But he's going ahead and clearing out those minions over there, so that's good.
Maybe this is the time, Mr. Adam, you commit that healing.
Keep going. You're doing a
Keep
lot
that
of
gate
damage.
alive, or maybe he saves it for that rock dude and puts some Scotties behind it. Meanwhile, for Graham, I feel like whoever's on the left side, I don't know what, apparently Animation hates the left side. Jake had no luck. Graham's now had no luck.
This is true. I think the left side might be cursed.
I think you're right. It feels like the left side always just has, multiple Big Sues and Boulder Bells breathing down. Maybe this is time for your Firebird, if you're Graham, to at least get you some breathing room.
That is that's 2 Boulder Bells on the right and 1 on the left. Yeah, that's a hot mess right there.
This is his Big Sue that should be able to clear out some damage. Meanwhile, there's that title we talked about. Bearing down on Adam, but luckily it's on the wrong gate, so that was a little bit more healthy than that left side.
That's definitely not a move you'll see when it comes down to PvPs, because unless you just seriously oops it, that's what I'm terrified for. Something actually playing like me on the other end.
Yeah, because there's so many times where the boss gives you like a nice break, or they deploy the wrong one. Like, I feel like going against other people, you're gonna be like, no, please don't do that. No.
Yeah, that was exactly what you should do. That's terrible. Don't do that.
Plus the ability to kind of retarget a little bit quicker. The AI has improved a lot from our winter, where the Law Brothers kind of broke it, where they're like, yeah, the boss will never retarget. They did. At least I've noticed it retargets. Maybe they lied to me.
It has been adjusted. It's one thing, with how good the Law Brothers are. Sometimes I think they end up making things harder for the rest of us.
they ruin it for the rest of us.
It's like, no, don't tell them that.
Don't give away our secrets. Ooh, those hot rocks. Are they going to ignore the lightning tiger? On Adam's side, I couldn't tell. I'll have to see. Because the lightning tiger got deployed as the hot rocks came waddling past. No, I think they just blew up the lightning tiger.
Yeah, they're toast.
That's a crispy tiger. And there's those ultimate minions again on that left side. Adam's in serious trouble of losing a gate right now.
I will say Graham's gates are definitely, I mean, a little bit better than what, Adam's got going on over there with that 3%. But yeah, those boulder bells are just still there.
Yeah, they've been, and then there's a tidal on the left side. There's a whirlwind over there as well.
That's so much. I would Firehawk at this point. I mean, that's just, just get it out of the way, take all that elixir in, and just try to regroup a bit.
Especially since you did lose that first crystal, you're already, you have to assume if you're Graham, you think you're far behind. He's actually not probably as far behind as he thinks. He's only one crystal back.
Yeah, he's not doing that bad.
Adam did get a gate. It looks like it's one healing and one berserk for Adam. So curious when he'll commit that healing. Maybe when he wants to crystal race the boss here, maybe he uses it.
That could be a good time. When is he gonna? Oh, he's got that big Sue over there now.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to see. Just going to deploy that winch on that left side. That's just going to clear out those ultimate minions. Should be able to, overhead press should do a decent chunk to that big Sue. Unfortunately, his crystal is taking a lot of damage right now.
It really is. I was hoping that with that Winja over there that would draw some fire, but it really didn't.
No, the boss had no care for that Winja.
Nope, he just stayed walked right on target.
Graham has also lost a gate, so he's also committed a power-up. I don't know. We might have missed the minion portal.
Oh, that'd be unfortunate.
Or the free. He had a minion portal and a freeze. I hope we missed the freeze because I want to see what the minion portal does.
Yeah, freeze is not the way to go. If I was to give you a pro tip, don't put that in your deck.
I think I had it once because I used the power-up the last battle and forgot to change it. I was like, oh, this looks...
Oh, you still got the minion portal.
You just used the freeze. Maybe he froze those boulder builds. That's why they were alive for so long. But
if you're determined to use a freeze, use a hysterical. It lasts long enough for the machine to calibrate for you to actually get the exercise attacks going off on whatever you froze. So that's how you would use that. But other than that, no.
It looks like that healing did quite a bit for Adam. I think his crystal went from like 40% to 90. So he bought himself quite a bit of time if he wants to maybe base race or crystal race the boss now.
Yeah, that would be a good time.
He did also commit his sidekick. I never actually saw the sidekick go off for Adam. So
Adam's got a little bit of a cheaty tower over there. He's not staying
Whoa,
in his lane.
Hey there, you can't do that tower.
I've never. Well, that's not fair. I've never got the tower that does both lanes.
Yeah, so the tower just does not care about the rules of the game.
There's supposed to be an invisible wall there, game. Ah, well, good for you, Adam.
Adam is trying to join the Law Brothers and breaking the game.
Exactly.
See, Graham finally did use his Firehawk, so both of them have committed their sidekick now.
Yeah, definitely it gave Graham some breathing room. So if he can just keep everybody midfield and back, that's going to be a huge, huge help. That way he's only having to worry about those direct damage attacks.
I think he's got that. And he's got the other gate down there at 11% for Graham. So, I mean, he can maybe get like a double damage or something. He might be able to. He's going to put a Scotty down, but unfortunately, that Rock Dude's at very, 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 very little HP.
Yeah, that's a risky move right now.
We've seen this a lot where, and we saw this in Alejandro as well with Adam, where he got a gate, he's had this gate down, I think, for 4 or 5 minutes, and it's just been such a struggle with those ultimate minions, how much energy elixir they hand the boss to get that crystal down. We're used to seeing crystals go within a few minutes of gates getting destroyed. It's been, 5-6 minutes for Adam, and he's still got the enemy crystal at 96%.
It makes for a lot longer and grueling rounds, and it just really can just zap all of your energy.
Yeah, I mean, Graham's got what looks like a minion crew, but it's just ultimate minions for the boss. Taking down his crystal. You take down the gate. I mean, this once again feels like maybe one of those where you pick your strongest attack, you hope for double damage, and you just try and crystal race the boss for both Graham and Adam.
Yeah, they're definitely both in the same spot.
I mean, this is coming down to the wire. Adam's only got that one crystal, so Graham could force a tie, and who knows, if Adam loses a crystal, we could end up tied at 2,000 apiece and go to that double tiebreaker. It's there for the taking for Graham. Unfortunately, there's a big Sioux that decided to ruin his fun.
Yeah, that's gonna put a dent in his plans. But put the rock dude over there, protect his crystal. That should be helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see Adam just go for the crystal here. He's been collecting a lot of energy elixir. So that's a lot of boulder bells.
Yeah.
I was not expecting. I was like, okay, maybe there's one. There's three.
Yeah, that, and you don't want to take those down with the chest press. It's possible, but it's not the most efficient way. Oh, and there's another one coming. Oh my.
And there's a tower there as well, which will probably help protect him from that Winja.
Goodness.
I mean, Graham can keep his tower alive. This might be a time to, maybe he went into the boss battle, realized he had the minion portal, he's trying to hide it, but, experimental or not, unless it crashes the game, this might be the time to throw it at him if you're Graham.
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
Like, what does it do?
Do something.
Throw it down. He's going to get that drink of water. Just under 7 minutes left. Neither of them is really in a great spot, unfortunately.
Props for Adam for clearing out that right-hand side, but it looked like before he turned around there that another boulder bell was on deck. So, lap pull down would be the way to go now. Luckily, boulder bells like to group up together, so they'll stand right next to each other.
Yeah, you can see there are like 3 of them all. That'll help.
Yep, so, lap pull down is a really good one for them. If you have a grenade, that's super handy as well. But those boulders just do so much damage.
You can see that his crystal's at 38, Graham's is at 35. Graham did lose another gate, though, unfortunately. So I don't think Adam's much behind him in terms of that. I just want to see this minion portal from Graham. I just want to see like the Hail Mary minion portal.
Yeah, honestly, I've seen pictures of it, and I've heard the rumors and tales of it, but I have yet to get to play with it myself. And with how many alpha and beta builds I test on, I'm like, I want to play with the cool new thing.
I want to use the cool new thing. This isn't looking good for Adam either.
Nope, there goes.
There goes the gate.
Yep.
And I don't think that crystal's gonna be here for. Oh, the gate actually lived.
How?
I don't know for how long. It's at 1%. Yeah, I think this is gonna come down to just that very first crystal battle. It looks like. Unfortunately, killing that big Sioux, looked good on paper, and I think Graham realized it that all that did was make it explode and kill the crystal.
Yeah, his crystal was too low for that. It's looking like all of this defense and everything is really, pushing Graham here. This is a lot of hard work.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's easy to go like, okay, the game part of it, but that's hundreds and hundreds of pounds that you're moving around, and
oh yeah,
it's exhausting.
Oh yeah, I mean when we usually get to I know last week we had a double tiebreaker. I mean both those I think were in like the 50,000 total pounds. I mean we've seen guys get like 60, 70,000. So I mean you're right. It looks easy on paper. It looks like this is just a simple game. No, those exercises are a lot harder than these guys make them look.
In order to do the most damage as well, you have to go ahead and put it on heavy, and you got to push through that, and that is disheartening sometimes. And you're like, nah, I don't want to do that, but that's what you need to do in order to win. And again, that's pushing out 40, 50, 60,000 pounds in 30 minutes. That is no joke.
No, it is. I mean, like I said, these guys make it look really, really easy.
We're creating some crazy athletes for the future here.
Yes, yes we are.
I don't know what kind of super soldiers we're gonna, produce out of Black Box, but you better watch out.
Yeah, they're not only gonna be physically strong, they're gonna be mentally strong as well. Because I mean, every time in a post-match interview, we hear somebody say, like mentally, you almost play yourself out more than physically.
You really can, because you're trying to watch what the AI is doing when he's deploying. How much did he deploy? How much elixir did he spend? And you're trying to math and count and wait, and it's a lot.
It's like, should I put my Scotties down? Do I want to wait? How many is it going to be? One set of squats? Do I need to go for a second one? there is a lot of just like small things that these players in their post-match interviews always say, like I came in with a plan. I was like, oh, this will be easy. And then that plan falls apart very, very quickly.
It really can, because you don't exactly know. Like, even if you know the deck of the AI, you don't know how they're going to utilize it. You don't know the pattern. Are they just going to throw boulder belts constantly, or are they, what are they going to do? And it varies. I mean, you can look at the same boss between multiple, players and see how it plays out differently. So it is hard to have a set strategy. You got to be fluid with it. And the main thing that, Barrett Law, our winter champion, would say is just don't panic.
Yep.
He was really good at just keeping a level head and being methodical about it and just waiting. He also can move a ridiculous amount of weight. There's that as well. But, I mean, definitely the don't panic mentality is really crucial.
Yeah, and I will say the one thing that is different, and, I mean, of course, no shade to Barrett, but, I mean, when he played, it was a simple strategy, right? It was kill everything. You had infinite energy elixir. You could throw it down. It's even more mental now because, okay, you can only hold 2,400. Okay, how much do I get when I kill this title? Do I overcap myself? How do I get my tanks down and then also my Scotties down? I thought that was it was a change at the time when you told me. I was like, okay, this is really, really frustrating. But I think it's actually a really good change because it makes it a lot more harder than just okay, I kill everything. All right, now I just put down my Scotties. Okay, I'll just take a break.
Exactly, and it was because of watching that we knew that some changes needed to be made. We have consistent movement for 30 minutes. With us trying to also be a gym or a training center.
Yep.
The whole point is not just to win and totally annihilate the boss. It's also we want you to get a good workout, keep your heart rate up.
Yep.
And it's hard if you do completely stop and then to go back up again and ramp up and get that momentum. That can actually be a hindrance to some as well. So just keeping a steady pace.
Adam nearly ripped his arms out of his sockets there on that chest press. Got to be careful with that fatigue. It does look like in this final minute that Adam will be victorious, though Anubis will claim 2 victims in the process.
He will. He's not going easy on anybody right now.
No. We've only had not seen, and Adam, both Adam and Graham were so close. It came down to just that first crystal race. Adam was able to pull it out. Graham just couldn't quite get it done, and that point differential will end up being the difference here, but I don't think there's any way Adam can tie the boss.
Looks like
the final 30 seconds.
Looks like Adam was having a little bit of malfunction there. I only fling the handles like that when they're not cooperating with me.
There are some times where you're like, I just did that. It's like, no, I didn't sense you do it. And you're like, okay, listen here, game.
Again, you know what? Never mind. I'll just pick something else.
Pick something. Fine. If you 3 reps in the game, like, no, I didn't sense any of those.
Yeah, there it goes. Now it's looking like it's cooperating with them.
There's the end of the battle. Anubis will claim both of them. Adam on that one crystal destroyed as we bounce all over the place. Took his headset off before he got his box.
Yeah, it looks like he almost forgot it.
Only a comp. Either of them had the chance for a heroic box. Huh.
Oh, you don't when you get a defeat.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, salt in the wound.
That is salt. So, hey, big shout out to Graham. He at least got the uncommon box. But Adam is our victor there, but Anubis proving to be a very, very difficult boss. And I cannot wait to see in our final match if we'll see someone conquer Anubis, because, this has been a lot harder than Kamiko. Kamiko, we saw, 4,000, 0, 5,000. Adam and Graham were both fantastic in round 1 and kind of met their match there a little bit. Don't forget, Black Box VR Spring Invitational, supported by Bang Energy. If you're looking for something to fuel your next workout or hike, if you want sustained energy as well as peak mental and physical performance, Bang is the energy drink for you. Bang Energy, potent brain and body fuel. So Adam goes on to the championship, but I'm sure it's a performance he'll look back on, Amber, and realize he's got to do more than that if he wants to be our spring champion.
That is true, and I do hope people take the time, review your footage, look at how things played out, and kind of create that flexible, fluid strategy of sorts.
Yep.
What are you going to fall back on if the AI does X, Y, Z with those cards? And just eat good and rest and stretch. A lot.
And go into black box it up so your streak can get up so you can have ultimate minions.
Yeah, also do that.
Well, Adam is victorious, so let's throw it down to Sterling. He's at the arena, and let's get Adam's thoughts on his win and his place in the championship.
All right, folks, I'm here with Adam Sippy after his arena battle. Man, how do you feel about your performance today in there, Adam?
I don't feel good at all. It was rough.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the name of fitness. That's the name of getting out there. There will be days where, you know, it's just not your day, but you got to go and do it. Even coming out of a 12, 13 hour where I've been shoveling gravel for the past forever, and then come in and still do this, you got to do it. You got to be consistent.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was burnt right out of the gate.
Yeah, well, you definitely burned an exceptional amount of calories today between work and competing in this tournament. We appreciate the dedication. Let's talk a little bit about the match itself. It looks like Big Sue and Tidal were all over your gate during that match. It seemed like you just weren't able to kind of like get some breathing room most of the match. And we also talked about those ultimate minions on the opponent's side. Anubis was throwing those at you as well. Anything you would have done differently, kind of seeing Anubis's strategy out on the field?
It definitely was a curveball. Not so much with the titles or the Big Sue, but those ultimate minions, they're a killer.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have them on your team, they're great. But when they're up against you, they're a killer. And that just comes with, those minions comes with having more and more streaks, doing more and more, coming more days in a row, and you'll get those. But when they're fighting against you with their super long range and their speed and their defense, when you have a dozen of them at your gate, that's a titan in itself.
Right. Well, it's more motivation, like you're talking about with the black box VR. You keep a longer streak, that unlocks those minion upgrades, and the ultimate minion is really the ultimate minion to have.
Yeah. And you just have to come 3 days a week, at least every 72 hours, and you'll get stronger and stronger minions until you get those ultimate minions, and they'll do to the other side what they did to me today.
Definitely. Some sound advice there, Adam. Well, appreciate the interview. Anything else you want to say to the audience before we let you go?
Just stay consistent. Don't give up. You'll have those days that are a letdown. You might be tired. You might be feeling under the weather. Still, you just got to go. You got to do it.
Yep. All right. Wise words, Adam. Go get yourself some protein and a good night's rest. Thanks for the interview. And back to you guys.
Yeah, it's those ultimate minions. They're the silent killer for Anubis's deck that we don't talk about because, I mean, maybe that'll be a requirement. Maybe somebody will say, all right, Sterling, you need to tell me what minions I'm going against. I don't care about the champion deck. What minions do we have? But Adam, I mean, you're right. He'll look back. He did advance, but I think he's right. He knew he had some things to do differently, and I don't even think anyone's really been ready for those ultimate minions.
No, and you know, props to Adam for having such a long day and still showing up. I mean, because what he said is right. You know, it's more of the progress, not perfection. And with typical gym or even what our crazy hard thing that we've created, there just some days aren't going to be your shining days. But you still come in, you still push hard, and you know, you leave with those results. So yeah, good on you, Adam.
Well, who's going to join Adam in the championship? Will it be Randy or will it be Jason? We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll find out. Don't go anywhere. We've got one last match, and there's one spot in the championship still to be decided.
NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Too high, and I'm like, okay, no, that's normal.
Welcome back into the Boise State Gay Pants Esports Arena. It's our final black box match of the night. We know that Adam is going to be in the championship for the Spring VR Invitational. We're just trying to figure out who's going to be joining him, if it will be Jason or Randy that will join him in the championship. And we have seen that Anubis is going to be a boss that is going to take 30 minutes of absolute perfection from both of these competitors, not only dealing with the titles and the big Suze Amber, but it's those ultimate minions that just I think Graham and Adam, I mean, I'll speak for them. I don't know if either of them are ready, because every time we look at a gate and we're like, oh, that gate's under attack, it's not a title. It's not a Boulder Bell. It's 12 ultimate minions just lobbing grenades consistently.
It really is. I mean, they do so much damage, and in order to get rid of that many that much, I mean, you're just going to have to do AoEs constantly. But, you know, the AI's already got you beat on that one with some sort of tank or something on the other side. So it's really keeping people on their toes.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see what strategy they have. Here is our bracket. We just saw Adam advance to the championship. Will he be joined by Randy, or will he be joined by Jason? We're about 30 minutes away from finding out. Both these guys won their first match. Neither of them were too worried there. I know they both got that 3-4 crystal range, which is about where these competitors are aiming for. We started with 8 here at the Spring Invitational. The winning, same as in the fall, it is most crystals destroyed as our primary determiner. If that is tied, we will go to point differential with the boss, which we actually just saw with Adam and Graham. And then if that is tied, our double tiebreaker is total pounds lifted. And again, that's almost going to be impossible to tie, I guess, unless you did exactly the same workouts and you're exactly the same level. So we haven't had to worry too much about that being tied, but we have seen that a couple times. So it could come down to, you know, not choosing to do a workout on heavy, maybe doing it on medium or light. And here's our card for Anubis. But, I mean, again, we've talked about this all night, Amber. This doesn't tell the full story because it leaves off that little thing that, hey, by the way, he has ultimate minions.
Exactly. This does not get you prepared for that whatsoever. But definitely watch out for that, you know, level 16 title. He's no joke to get through, especially when he's got, you know, 2 Boulder Bells behind him. You're going to have your work cut out for you.
Yeah, and those level 11 Hot Rocks, we've seen them sparingly, but the boss has really deployed them almost perfectly, taking care of, I mean, tanks, lightning tigers, really just kind of being a thorn in everyone's side. Well, as we get ready to go into this first matchup, let's throw it down to Sterling at the arena, and let's get Randy's thoughts.
All right, folks, I'm here with Randy McCurdy, heading into the second round of the Black Box Spring Invitational Tournament. And what are your feelings today, Randy? What are your thoughts? You got butterflies in your stomach heading in today?
No, I'm feeling pretty good. I got a good night's sleep. I wish I could have gone a little earlier in the day, but I'm feeling a lot better than I did in round 1.
All right. Well, it looks like round 1 went pretty well for you. I mean, it was a shutout match, if I remember correctly, 6,000 to 0.
Yep.
That's pretty good. Do you think you'll have another shutout match today? Is that what you're going for?
Absolutely. Yeah. They generally don't score a lot of points on me.
All right. Well, today you have Anubis for your opponent today. Level 20 arena boss going into today. Looks like his chest press 19, overhead press 20, lat pull down, that's a big one, 24 level on that one, and then row 17, squat 19, and then deadlift 23. So it looks like lat pull down and deadlift are his highest.
Yep.
What do you think? What's kind of your strategy going into today's match and knowing that?
Well, Rock Dude's my main tank, so I'm not too worried about his lat pull down. I should be able to handle that fine. fine. The only problem is his deadlift and my rock dude, so I'm just going to have to get out there and get his gait and Crystal down quick.
Yeah, that lat pull down wind attack's not really going to affect Rocky too much, but that deadlift, like you're saying, that cold fusion might be detrimental. But it looks like champions, the way a champions goes with the opponent. Title, there's a level 16 title in Anubis's deck. Is that worrying you? Like, do you have a strategy, kind of a defense against that? What's going on in your head?
Well, he doesn't do a lot of damage, but he's going to be able to soak up a lot of damage. So I'm just going to have to get him down quick. Lightning isn't my strongest.
Okay.
I could still take him out pretty quick with deadlifts.
All right. Well, we're curious, Randy. Let's see what's in your deck real quick. Go ahead and show the camera. Let's get a peek at what's in the deck. All right. Looks like we've got Winja, and then we got Minion Crew, and then we got Tidal, Aqua Fist, Scotty, and Rock Dude. Looks like your Winja's level 10, looking pretty solid there. That looks good. All right, Randy, and we'll finish on this one. Heading in, let's get you in the box. What do you think about Jason Johnson? You're going up against him in the bracket today. Any thoughts towards him, or anything you want to say to him?
Well, he's a wise opponent. He's definitely wiser than me with the salt and pepper, and I look forward to a good match. And yeah, best of luck, Jason.
All right. Well, thanks, Randy, for the interview, and good luck in there today.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
The Minion Crew is interesting. I don't know if we've seen many of our competitors really use the Minion Crew. So, I mean, maybe it'll help out against those ultimate minions, just kind of absorbing damage, maybe. But I'll be curious. That level 10 Winja might help against those titles, though. That's for sure.
The Minion Crews are kind of up there with like the Spark Crow. It's going to annoy the opponent. You're going to be able to bombard and get things out there, and it definitely will keep some damage off your gate for a little bit. So I'll be interested to see how this goes, especially with the ultimate minions being out there. I want to see how this plays out.
Well, we just heard about his opponent, Jason Johnson, and let's get his thoughts going into the second semifinal match. Let's throw it back down to Sterling.
All right, folks, I'm here with Jason Johnson heading into the second round of the Black Box Spring Invitational. Jason, what's going through your mind right now? Are you a little bit nervous? You pretty confident going into this next round?
Honestly, I'm really nervous. It's going to be a hard round. The first round, I felt like I did really good, and so I really need to try to do a little bit better this round.
Yeah, well, you certainly did. Well, what'd you have for breakfast today?
I had a protein shake and a banana, so
all right.
That's more than usual.
Yeah, that's a breakfast of champions in my book. Did you have yourself a little bit of pre-workout as well?
I did. I had the pre-workout, and I'm feeling it. I'm getting pumped up and ready to go.
All right, great. Well, I think Anubis, the AI's had some pre-workout as well. Let's talk a little bit about him.
Okay.
Looks like his deck for his champions, he's got a Boulder Bell, Ember, a Big Sue, and a Whirlwind, all at level 7, and then a Tidal at level 16, and then a Hot Rocks at level 11. What's kind of your strategy going up against those champions?
I mean, those are good champions. I think for the Big Sue, I got to watch out for the explosion when you kill him. He does damage to any of your champions or your gate. And so I want to make sure to get him really quick. But in general, my deck, when I do my deck, I don't think about my champions going against his champions.
Okay.
I feel like my direct attacks will go against his champions, and my champions are for offense only.
Gotcha. And grab your phone real quick for me. Let's show the audience in your deck real quick here. Just hold it up to the camera. I want to see what you got here. Looks like Jason's got a little closer. We got Lightning Tiger. Oh, we got Shield Maiden in there. We got Spark Crows, Torture, Scotty, and Rock Dude. Nice. That's a good. Looks like a good deck to me. Well, Jason, let's get you going in there real quick before you head in. I know you're anxious to get started. Randy, there's been some stuff coming through the grapevine that he's been making fun of your gray hair. What do you kind of have to say to that?
Well, I've got nothing bad to say about Randy. We'll let the game, the round speak for itself. Hopefully, I'll be able to take it. And he's a really good competitor. He did really well on the first round. And he almost could have got another crystal. And so I'm looking like I need to up my game this time and do better to be able to beat him.
All right, well, it sounds like you know what you need to do, Jason. We'll let you get started, and thanks for the interview.
All right.
Back to you guys. Let's do this.
Shocked he's the only person who brought Shield Maiden. I would have thought that more of our competitors would have brought her because, we haven't – she kind of helped slow down the Title's attack. She has that sort of AoE slow, so I'm shocked. And the Torture as well, which is just something we saw last week, where I was like, who brings Torture? But apparently he does, and he makes it work.
He does. He actually has a very solid deck. That's a good way to like layer the field in your favor.
Yep.
And it'd be nice to see if the Shield Maiden actually slows down some of those ultimate minions and buys him a little bit of time and keeps him off his gate. So, well, hopefully this works for his favor.
Well, let's find out who's going to be taking on Adam in our championship in the VR Spring Invitational. We're 30 minutes away from Randy or Jason moving on. And we'll kick things off here. We've got Jason getting a Big Sue. Got Randy. Name's actually there we go. I didn't see what Randy got against him. Maybe Big Sue as well. Maybe Anubis just felt bad for what he just did to our last two opponents, so he just decided to go with the Big Sue.
Yeah, just make it equal at the starting. That'd be nice. Just a nice, consistent, equal thing.
They're ripping through that Big Sue. If they can prevent him from getting to that gate, they don't have to worry too much about that explosive damage. Ooh, is Jason going to be able to do it? Oh, he did. Just in time, actually.
Nicely done. Jason did a really good summary there of what your champions actually are for.
Yep.
You don't want to go champion versus champion. That's never going to play out well because the AI is always going to be higher level. So you've got to use them for the offense. It's the main overall strategy to go with. So yeah, fingers crossed. We'll see how this goes.
He's got some Spark Crows down. He's got a Scotty down. I think that Shield Maiden's still alive. He'll throw a Lightning Tiger down. And I mean, both these competitors, unlike for what we've seen the majority of the night, they handled that first push with ease from Anubis. I mean, looks like they both kind of wiped that Big Sue out, and they haven't really had to deal with those ultimate minions yet, so they haven't been too concerned with the boss having a ton of energy elixir.
You can tell the difference too right now. I mean, look how clear their gates are.
Yep.
On both sides, they just have kept that back. So that's the big difference.
Fortunately for Jason, he does have that Scotty all exposed.
That is not good.
He's got some minions in the way. Oh wait, actually, never mind. There are some Spark Crows. I didn't see him flying around up there, so they'll actually buy him some more time. That Big Sue though will eventually come racing down at that Scotty. She will not enjoy that.
No, she's not going to last long.
And meanwhile, he's got another Rock Dude. He's got a Tidal chasing his Rock Dude. And I'm curious to see, because he did say that Lightning was his worst school, so he, was kind of worried about those level 16 titles. He said he might take them out with non-lightning attacks, but they still have a ton of health.
And if your water attack is super high, you can take down a water champion. Once it hits hysterical, it's kind of all gloves are off at that point.
Yep.
I've taken Shield Maidens out with squats or deadlifts. Is it ideal? No. But I was not in the mood for another set of rows, so I was like, yeah, legs it is.
You see, finally here's some of that pressure we're used to seeing from Anubis.
Yep.
There was that Big Sue, unfortunately, that explosion kind of doing a decent chunk from Jason's gate. See what Randy's got going against him. This also looks like a Boulder Bell on that right side for Jason. Well, Randy, he's still got his all nice and clean. Hasn't really taken too much gate damage.
It looks like Jason's minions have at least the bomb upgrade. So they've got a little bit of shield on them, and they at least have a ranged attack. So that should help him out a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it also feels like, that's something we haven't even talked about. Whoever has the better minion streak upgrades probably has more of an advantage. I mean, you could come in here with level 1 champions, and if you had ultimate minions, I feel like you'd stand almost a better chance than some of our competitors who had high-level champions but very, very poor minion upgrades.
I do think this is going to make a huge difference. Maybe, in the next, the finals, we just, what does the AI have and what does the competitor have as far as the minions go? Because it does make or break a round.
We do see quite a bit of damage has gone on to Jason's gates, but he is starting to clear things. Got a lot of minions on that left side, but his attack's high enough level that they kind of just wipe the floor with it. Haven't quite seen either. It looks like Randy's got that right gate at 57. Jason has his, I think, a little bit lower. Yeah, it looks like it's at 30. So Jason's a little bit ahead right now, but not by too much.
Yeah, he's got himself some room there. It looks like Randy just needs to get through. He got through the Big Sue. A little damage to the gate, of course, blowing him up right there. But the Tidal's right on that Big Sue's heels, so.
he went for the. I wonder if he'll put the rock dude on that right side and maybe try and set up for some Scotties to go behind when he clears that title and when he clears those minions.
Yep.
Yep, he was preparing.
Yeah, I mean, he can get through that title, get through those minions. He'll be all right.
Like Jason's cleared himself a bit of a path. He's going to put some Scotties on that right side. Both of them be double damage mode as well. You see Jason immediately clicks that heavy button, cues up the deadlift. He's got a gate down, and he's going for the tried and true best exercise. Put it on heavy mode, evaporate that crystal.
Yeah, you seize your opportunity. The faster you can get a round done, you know, kind of like the faster the pain can end. So just don't let it just build and build, because that AI is going to build momentum a lot better than a human can.
It unfortunately looked like an Ember spawn, but I mean, with double damage, he just absolutely annihilated it. Doing decent chunk of damage right now to the crystal. Looks about 8%, excuse me, per hit. He's got to that, I think, the supercharger hysterical portion and just started right before. Randy, unfortunately, has not destroyed a gate, so a lot of this double damage will be wasted on the gate as opposed to the crystal, which you would like to see.
Exactly.
He did get the gate to 17%, so he's not too far behind Jason, who I would think at this point probably has destroyed a crystal or has to be at least close with how much damage he's putting out. Really just depends if he can keep that rep going, because once you have to change exercises, if it gets the champions in the way, you have to target them down first, and that can add, 5-6 extra reps that you weren't planning on dealing with.
Exactly. And it looks like Randy was all queued up to just go after that gate, but unfortunately these reps are going to get soaked into that big Sue. He does like to target both lanes consistently and just keeping things out. Normally you can ignore a lane.
Yep.
Anubis has been proving to be not the one to do that with. You want to make sure whatever starts popping up over there, get it done. Just get it out of the way, because there's going to be those stupid minions and they're going to wail on your gate. So that's why him bouncing between them is actually pretty clever.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. Usually we've seen in that kind of a strategy, if you only focus on one lane, you'll destroy one gate. But if you ignore that one lane, it could easily just pile up against you. So we did see Jason, while we were watching Randy, did take down the first crystal of the match. So he'll have the 1-0 lead. Randy's got Anubis's crystal at 66%. So he's not too far off from tying this one up, but he's probably about 2, maybe 3 minutes behind here.
Yeah, it looks like
Keep your head straight.
Yeah.
Just glance over the lane to select.
Figuring out what's going to be the best one to go with there.
On the heavy mode still. Pretty impressive. These competitors will almost live on heavy mode.
With it, how much damage it does, it's just so tempting not to. Like it's going to hurt more, obviously, but it's kind of like, if you want to burn through that gate or burn through what's out there, you gotta put it on heavy.
It's like he does have Jason has a Scotty and a rock dude on that right side, putting in a decent bit of damage. There's a whirlwind over there that he unfortunately could not quite kill. Randy's got that supercharge. Doesn't have double damage anymore, so I don't know if this. Never mind. He was hysterical. He will be able to take it.
Yep, there it goes.
He's about a minute and a half behind Jason's pace, but still easily within range, because you never know what can happen at the start of the round. We've seen from both our competitors earlier today, the start of the round can go sideways in just a moment.
It really can.
See, looks like Jason just, looking back and forth between both lanes, making sure he keeps as many of those minions clear as possible. And
it also keeps your elixir, filled up as well, too. So it's a very smart move to do right now.
It's like that. Ember came down from the boss, and the Ember was immediately one-shotted by Jason, which always feels good when the boss deploys a champion weak to your attack right into your hysterical attack.
Exactly, and Ember is handy. She doesn't have a lot of health, though. I mean, typically the ranged units, you're going to see just a lot less health.
More Spark Crows coming down. I love this strat from Jason. Kind of goes with the tank and then the Spark Crows and then just one Scotty behind.
Yeah, I do love me some Spark Crows. They're so handy.
And they're just one of those, again, they're just multiple hits to take them down. They don't really get hit when you AoE. They only get hit by one. They don't. All three of them don't get hit, despite how close they seem to be flying. So it can take multiple attacks from the boss to take them out, which can also kind of be frustrating for the boss or yourself if the boss uses them.
You know, I've had the boss do some pretty similar strategies with, you know, the couple lightning tigers and 2 to 3 sets of spark crows in my face, and it is absolutely annoying.
Yeah, 2 towers down here from Randy with 10 minutes gone by in our last battle. It looks like Randy's got the standard double berserk strategy, so he'll have a couple of chances he can set it up, maybe destroy a gate and a crystal with relative ease. Looks like I hit Jason from the police flash. Same power up, so both these guys kind of going with the standard so far.
You know, again, it was the whole idea of getting as many crystals as possible. Berserks are just where it's at.
Yep. Yeah, Berserk Scotties will just absolutely rip through. And speaking of Berserks, there's the first one that's going to go down. Randy's going to throw it onto 2 of them, and you can just see on that left side, I mean, how much damage they do.
It makes such a huge difference. And I love berserking lightning tigers.
Yep.
Aquafists. If you just got a bunch of things down there, just berserk them all. You'll turn around to start an exercise, and you're like, oh, the crystal's gone. Super handy. Definitely helpful.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw Randy went from behind to has a crystal down now, and all he had to do was get a drink of water. So that is a second crystal for Randy. He's got himself in the lead, but if Jason plays his cards right, he can do the exact same thing with the Berserk, so nothing too...
Looks like Jason's hand is stuck with the there it goes.
There we go. That's always the worst thing when the hand, like, you're like, come on, hand, let me go. It is flying all over the place.
I think he's trying to get it to calibrate again, or just smack it a few times.
Yeah, exactly. Give it a couple, a couple smacks. He's being a little more gentle than I am. I'm always just like smack it a couple times. Usually, I've had success when you start an exercise and you just grab the handle with that, and it'll sense the hand is there.
Right.
That's like the most consistent fix that I've found.
You know, we just praying for that new tracking technology. It needs to catch up. Those nerds in those labs need to just hurry up, because we really need better tracking.
I will say, it's like a once in like a month kind of thing for me, and I think for the most part in our tournaments we've had, I think we've very, very rarely seen it. So
it's one of those things too. Like, we could have, you know, a Steam VR issue. It could be a hardware issue. It could be just too many Bluetooths going on at the same time. Like, it's one of those things. It's like, oh man, I can't wait till we evolve past this.
It does seem to come in waves, though. Whenever it happens to me, it's like, no, we're going to do it again. I'm like, is that secret AI ability? Is that what the boss is doing? It's just disabling my hand?
It just freezes your hand in one place or makes it fly into the stands over there.
Exactly. Well, I don't remember this being in the champion deck for the AI, but okay.
Yes, we gave him spells, too.
Instead of sidekicks, he can now just disactivate one of your hands for 30 seconds. Good luck.
Exactly. Yeah, you know, we're just trying to keep people, on their toes and paying attention.
That would be a lot of fun, especially if you get PvP. All right, I disable your right hand. Good luck.
I just got enough points that I can disable one of your hands for the next 15 seconds. Haha.
Yeah, while they're deploying a champion, and then Maya just starts yelling at you. She's like, you can deploy a champion. I'm like, I know, Maya. I would love to, but my hand is frozen.
Maybe you want to grab my hand that's over there. That'd be great.
Does look like Jason has gotten a gate. I don't know if he's going to be able to get that crystal in time. He's doing a ton of damage.
He really is. This gate being at 15% makes me super, super nervous.
I think he's going to get maximum reps. He ends up having to take a break, but I don't think he was going to have enough reps. But one more exercise, if he can queue it up fast enough, maybe throw a couple lightning tigers over there just to distract the boss.
Because I would get something between that gate and the boss right now. As tempting as it would be to want to just deploy at the crystal, you need to get something else.
I mean, the boss doesn't have enough. The boss doesn't have any champions in your way. Now that whirlwind will go in your way, which is even worse because your lightning tigers and spark crows can't do anything about it.
Exactly. She's just going to blaze right past them. So it's right now is exercise time.
Yeah, unfortunately, lightning tigers they eat up time when you deploy 3 or 4 of them in a row. Like we've seen, and unfortunately, and that's the heat of the moment thing. Always got to remember to queue your exercise up first so you don't have this weird downtime where, your gate could be taken out.
especially when it's that low. Like that is you could turn around and your gate be gone because he just started hitting it with his, meteor strike or something. Like it's literally playing with fire there.
2 hysterical attacks is at 4%. Yeah, I think one of those lightning, something would have been better served just going on the left side. Oh, this is going to be close. The boss is deploying, so it's going to be those minions versus Jason.
There's 15 minutes left.
Oh, we got it. Whoa.
That was so close.
I think we were at 1%, so we're tied again. Man, that was risky.
Yeah, and both of these guys are just making this not nobody's seen what had just transpired up until this point.
Yeah.
These guys are making short work of a very hard boss. But you can also tell how hard they're having to work to do it.
Yeah, this is honestly, an incredible performance for both of these guys. I mean, they've dominated the boss unlike many people we've seen tonight. It's a shame that unfortunately one of them will be eliminated. But they're all tied. The only advantage I would guess you could say is Jason still has a Berserk. Randy already had to use one. It's about the only small difference between the two of them.
Yeah, not a very big difference.
That title is
doing 2 towers.
not fun. I will say Randy, every time I look, Randy has never had anything at his gate. He, as you mentioned, those minions that he has having the bomb upgrade, they have done work against these ultimate minions. And I think that's almost been the biggest difference maker between.
Yeah, I honestly think he has ultimate minions as well.
They look they might be actually.
Jason's got the bomb ones, and these ones definitely look exactly the same. So this shows you the difference. I mean, it's his fly across the field. They're going to wail on that AI's gate just as much as he was picking on everybody else. So Anubis has definitely earned this one after what he did to everybody else before him.
Exactly. Anubis deserves this kind of beatdown, and Randy's going to get his 3rd crystal and go back up in front. He did not have to use his Berserk, so he still has another Berserk. So it's going to be a lot of pressure on Jason because while those Berserks are, almost free crystals, they can be kind of tricky to set up because, you get your tank down. And by the time you build up enough energy elixir for your Scotties, your tank's at 50%. They can be kind of tricky to put down.
It's really a crucial timing because you never want to Berserk something that's just nearly dead or right as, hysterical rounds or something happens. So definitely it's nerve-wracking.
Here we go. Looks like he's got a tower in front, but it's and a rock did, yeah. So this should be.
They should be protected.
Yeah,
I mean, as long as he doesn't get Firehawked, he should be all right.
Anubis will cooperate with it for now, and Jason, much like Randy did 8 minutes ago, gets a nice little break.
I would be taking care of that. Yeah, there he goes. I was going wait, the gate, never mind.
Yeah, there's times where I just forget. I'm like, okay, you got to do something, and then I look at the crystals like, that's right, 2 Scotties with Berserk.
Yeah, never mind. You have to drink some water, take a breath.
Exactly. So we're all square now. 3 aside, 1 Berserk and a Firehawk left. Oh, actually, no, it looks like Jason did have to use his Firehawk. I didn't see when. Probably to set up that Berserk play, I would think.
Yeah, I think you need to get some breathing room. But looks like he's going to go for another one here. Maybe not Berserk then, but it definitely set up the Scotties in the tower.
Oh, there it is. He's just going to go for it right away.
Might as well.
Oh, I thought he missed his 1 Scotty there with how quick he deployed that Berserk. That was risky. But this should be, especially with Anubis making the mistake of building a fire tower, that was a mistake, and Jason's now snapped back into the lead. And Randy, meanwhile, this is the most pressure we've seen him have.
And he's got a lot going on over there.
He's got the title, he's got some ultimate minions. There is Jason's 4th crystal, just like that, but he is now out of power-ups and sidekicks in the final 10 minutes. And not having a Firehawk in those last 10 minutes when that exhaustion starts to kick in, that can be really, really deadly.
That's a scary place to be. I have to save mine for at least the last 5 minutes. Because I know I'm going to need it. Some shield maiden or something's going to pop up, and I'm like, nah, no, not doing that.
Well, Randy's going to get his 4th crystal. He just berserked 3 Scotties.
Yeah, that's... I don't even really know why he's loading up an exercise right now, but...
Yeah, I mean, I was like, maybe he's... Oh, they moved in front of the tower.
Oh, unfortunate.
Yeah, I think he has another tower that the boss. Okay,
there he goes.
Luckily, he had 2 towers the boss were forced to attack. Those Scotties almost just kind of hot rocked themselves to death.
Yeah, that when they move forward, you're like, no, I put you where you're supposed to be.
Exactly. They have such a long range. It's like, where are you going? Like, just stay there.
Step away from the machine.
So it's all tied at 4 crystals, and Randy's got that Firehawk, which could be the difference maker if he needs to protect the gate. But both these guys have just put Anubis in a place we've seen very few competitors today even come close to doing.
Yeah, they're really making this hard for him, and that's great to see too, because it almost seemed like this was just like such an uphill battle for everybody.
Yep.
But again, the minion upgrade.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, if anything speaks to our streak mechanic, get your minion upgrades.
Yeah, this battle, if you take the battle we just saw with Adam and Graham and you compare it to this battle, that is like proof number 1 that losing your streak upgrade is almost more important than anything, because the streak upgrade can make a boss that looked impossible look just like an everyday, battle.
It really has. It's been able to keep, our things off their gate. I mean, Jason got pretty low on one that was a little nerve-wracking, but I don't know how he pulled that off, but he did. So, just keeping an eye on the gate, doing the 2 lanes, take out those minions, soak up that elixir, and just keep them back is definitely a good strategy here.
Jason's in a, barely, got that big 2 out of the way before it would have exploded on the gate. Because he did take quite a bit of damage. I think it was from a hysterical lightning attack from the boss that just ripped his right side gate down to 70%. Meanwhile, Randy, this is just proof why ultimate minions are so good, because he's got all the pressure because he has his own ultimate minion.
Exactly, and that's going to really make a huge difference for him here.
He might be able to get another crystal. 5 crystals would be pretty insane, but I think Jason might have an ability to match it. You see that gate is very, very low.
Still pushing out to the hysterical.
That's almost the insane part as well. I don't know how Randy and Jason are stuck in hysterical for so long.
Well, and his levels are so high. So those are max levels on squats and deadlifts. So it looks like easily he's max on his lat pull downs as well. So that's a lot of weight.
And it is incredible the amount of weight these guys are moving. And they make it look so easy. They make it look like, the amount of weight that I can just walk in and do right away, but that is not the case at all.
Nah, this is hard. This is hard stuff right here. Like, I can only max out my squats and my deadlifts just because that's just stronger for me.
Yeah.
But my fire in air is so low, it's ridiculous.
I think that Jason has level 32 on his fire. That is wild. That is insane. As we see, Randy's taking down a gate. I think Jason's right behind him. That gate on that right side for Jason, I think, is sub 20%. These guys are just going neck and neck the whole time.
They really are.
Now that gate is 12% for Jason, so he's completing that one up pretty quickly here, I think.
He's got to watch his right gate. It's down in that below 50% mark, so you just want to make sure nothing gets stacked up on that.
I just built a dangerous Tesla coil.
The good thing is it's the side that he is pushing, so he'll naturally lean his exercises there. That does make it a little bit easier for him.
That's true.
He takes down the crystal, so we're all tied here. Going into our final under 7 minutes. And it could come down to a double tiebreaker unless somebody loses a gate or something crazy happens. Right now, I don't really see either of them outscoring the other one, especially in crystal.
Oh, well, with 6 minutes on the clock too. I mean, it takes a certain amount of time to melt through one of the gate and a crystal.
That gate is, you were right, Amber. That gate is scary low for.
He's got, he's.
Oh, double damage, maybe. Oh, the boss is deploying a champion. Jason's got to, oh, that tower soaks up so much. That is so unfortunate. That tower took, I think, multiple reps, but he can maybe burn this crystal down. It's going to be really close.
Oof. Leaving that at 12% is going to be really risky.
He did it once before and it worked out.
He did, just absolutely barely. So, I mean, he's just putting his toes right up against that line. But right
Big Sue is...
now, yeah, this isn't going to go well.
No, and it's just so unfortunate. I think if that tower wasn't there, he probably could have destroyed the crystal and would have been in a good spot, but just that tower soaking up so much damage. We might have this be a point differential here because Randy's gates, I can't see that left one. Yeah, those are both extremely healthy.
Yeah, they're doing well. He's, again, his minions are keeping things back pretty well.
Yeah, so it looks like a lot of pressure is going to be on Jason to not only take down this crystal, but then get 500 more points than Randy at least to be able to force us to a double tiebreaker. That was just that one minor gate destruction is somehow going to be the difference, as these guys have just been dominating the boss.
Yeah.
And the boss will luckily... never mind. It looked like he was attacking that left side gate. He's actually going to shoot that crystal. And unfortunately, those lightning tigers are just being deployed into their death.
They are right now.
They just got that one lightning tiger got zapped for about 3,000 damage. Never want to see that happen.
Ooh, that other gate's coming down really low.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of people do this where they deploy a bunch of champions, but this is one of those where you just got to pick an exercise and start slamming the exercise. Don't worry about all your champions. Don't worry about spending your energy elixir.
Yeah, right now is exercise time. Definitely load something up, get that crystal gone. Because that other gate coming down low, you don't want to have to put all your energy in clearing out that other lane too.
Exactly. As soon as that gate falls, it's going to make that crystal wide open. But Jason should be safe here. Doesn't have double damage anymore, but he's got free reign on that crystal, doing about 3 to 4% every time. That's should be pretty easy. If he gets too hysterical, he's going to just wipe it away.
Yep, there it goes.
So he's got himself the small lead, but Randy's got just over 3 minutes to do 69% to that crystal, which is definitely doable.
Let's see what strategy he goes with here. He's definitely given himself a lot of breathing room. I'd also, again, have to give it, a lot of credit to the old, kind of Firehawk. Well, yeah, he just get all that out of his way.
Just making sure he can take down that crystal. 5 crystals is usually that spot where you feel like if you get 5, you've won. Unfortunately, they're both going to maybe tie at 5, but... So I think a lot of pressure here on Jason. He's got to probably find a way to get a gate, and he'll force us to a double tiebreaker. Because I think otherwise Randy will for sure get this crystal, especially with that Firehawk. He's got multiple Scotties. He's going to deploy that minion crew, and I think that's just going to be one of those just annoy the boss and make it really hard to die kind of deploy.
Right, give him something else to target. And as long as he keeps an eye on that left side, which looks like he's going to clear that out before he starts on the other side, which is a good way to go.
There's a whirlwind coming down.
He's good.
I don't know if retargeting was the best. I think he could have just pushed the crystal. Ooh, never mind. Okay, I thought I would maybe push the crystal, but that's going to make it a little harder now because that whirlwind is just going to walk up to those Scotties, and they're not going to do anything about it, and they all stood next to each other anyway.
Oof.
That was unfortunate.
Yeah.
They were just like, oh, hey, let's all stand next to each other.
Yeah, they do that boulder bell thing.
Yeah, they do. The range minions really like to just stand next to each other. Under 2 minutes here. There's some hot rocks. Uh-oh. Is hot rocks going to go for that Scotty still? Hope not. No, they'll just waddle into the gate. It's a lot of damage.
They do. They do so much damage. I still have never really felt inclined to put them in my deck, but when they come at me, I do try to get them to blow up somewhere else other than near me.
Ooh, this is going to be interesting because Randy's got to get a crystal from 4% in the final minute here to tie Jason, but there's a boulder belt and a title in his way.
Oof, and that gate's very low.
Gonna have to slam out those reps. Final 45 seconds. It's coming down to the wire here. Jason Meanwhile, he needs to be working on a gate of his own in order to be able to force us to a double tiebreaker if Randy does get this one. So there's a lot of pressure on both these competitors right now.
There really is. Like, that just totally heated everything up.
He took care of the title. Feels like it should be exercise time, though.
Really should be.
Well, okay, so he deployed the Winja while the exercise was queuing. I like that play from Randy there. Oh, this is going to be so close.
And it's just like, you can tell he's just like, let me have the crystal.
Now, oh, Jason with the last, also got a gate.
Goodness.
So they both got what they needed, so we're going to go to a double tiebreaker between these two.
Oh my gosh, what a push.
Big shout out to both of them there. I mean, Jason, you can tell. Oh my gosh, that was wild. Randy will end up winning on the double tiebreaker, which is pounds lifted 61,902 to 56,431. So a 5,500 pound difference for Randy there. But my goodness, both those competitors in that final minute, one took a crystal, one took a gate. I think both of them probably thought that's what they had to do to win. Little did they know, we were headed to a double tiebreaker. Don't forget the Black Box VR Spring Invitational, supported by Bang Energy. If you're looking for something to fuel your next workout or hike, or if you want sustained energy as well as peak mental and physical performance, Bang is the energy drink for you. Bang Energy, potent brain and body fueling. And honestly, it's just a shame to me, Amber, that one of these contestants won't be in the championships, because they both put on our most impressive performances of the night. Jason absolutely demolished the boss just like Randy did, and it's so unfortunate they faced each other in the semifinal.
That was amazing. That last minute there, like, just hats off to both of them. Like, oh my goodness, to be that tired, push that hard, and cut that close. And you never know who's gonna pop up in another constellation or another match. But we definitely, I don't think we've seen the last of Jason. And congrats, Randy, for moving into the finals. Awesome work for both of you.
Yeah, that last second crystal push for Randy was insane, and we didn't get to watch Jason's last push, but I mean, he took down the gate with like 3 seconds left. But let's throw it down to the arena. I'm sure Randy is absolutely gassed, but let's get his reaction. He's moving on to the championship, and he had to destroy a crystal in the final 5 seconds. Let's get his thoughts as we throw it down to Sterling.
All right, folks, I'm here with Randy McCurdy. Man, that was a pretty intense ending there, wasn't it? How do you feel about your performance today in there?
A lot better after getting the last crystal with like 10 seconds left. I had to push real hard on that.
Yeah, that was insane to watch. I mean, you had it down to 4%, it looks like, and then I think your set had maxed out at that point, and then you had some champions that the opponent just threw in your way, and for a minute there, we weren't sure if you were going to get them out of there, but those rows, you went through those rows pretty quick. Anything kind of looking back at, you saw what Anubis was doing with the strategy and those champions. Anything you would have done differently with your deck looking back?
Title was more of a problem than I anticipated.
Yeah.
I think I was able to get through it pretty much, but just and I got to get stronger. I had to push hard in that workout. I'm pretty beat.
Yeah. No, it's definitely. It looked like from out here we could tell that you were pushing a little harder than normal. It seems like. So we'll let you get going here. Let's finish on this one. Anything that you want to say to Jason as far as like his advancement in this tournament?
Oh, just best of luck, and I hope you don't get any sleep that night.
All right, thanks, Randy. We'll let you go home and take a nap, and thanks for the interview, and back to you guys.
How hard Randy was pushing for that last crystal. I mean, and he now just learns really what it meant, because if he didn't get that crystal, he would have lost. He ends up getting it. We go to a double tiebreaker. He wins. Well, I mean, Jason, that was a heck of a performance. Let's throw it down to him. I mean, he put up the high score of the night, 8,000 points, and let's get his thoughts after his battle with Sterling.
All right, folks, I'm here with Jason Johnson, post-arena battle. Man, Jason, that was quite the performance in there. How do you feel about the battle?
Well, I'm tired. I left it all out there at the end. Was able to get 8,000 points, but I lost a gate, so yeah. I think that's going to be the game.
Yeah, that was some crazy stuff I was seeing out there. What champion was kind of bugging you during most of the round that Anubis was putting out?
Big Sioux. And I thought I'd be fine because, I'm pretty good on chest press, but after a while, my chest just got worn out and nothing left. And so, just the continual Big Sioux's coming out really hurt me.
Well, how do your legs feel? I know in chat, a lot of people were cheering to do some deadlifts and squats near the end, but you're going with the old lat pull down. I think Boulder Bell was kind of encouraging you to do that. How do your legs feel?
They're tired. I honestly just did lat pull down because I had nothing in my legs.
Yeah.
And I knew I was going to have to go back to legs, to at least take the gait down. And so I was trying to just kind of buy some time with the lat pull down. And then switch back to legs to finish it off.
Right.
But man, I was tired.
Yeah, try to give yourself a break by doing another exercise, which isn't really a break, but
for body exercise, and then go back down to the legs.
For sure. Well, good job, Jason. I appreciate putting on a show for us all here, and back to you guys.
And shout out to Jason. He's wise beyond his years. He's like, he immediately called it. He's like, yeah, it was that gate. That's what doomed me, and he was totally right.
It was. Had he not lost that gate, we would have just totally soared right into the finals here. But, amazing effort all the way around there. Those were the two best that we saw that finally put Anubis in their place. So, well done.
Yeah, huge shout out to both Randy and Jason, as you mentioned. They absolutely destroyed that boss that was looking like it was maybe one of the best ones we will see, but it will be Adam and it will be Randy in our Black Box VR Spring Invitational Championships. Any final thoughts here as we wrap up the evening, Amber?
I just hope everybody takes care of themselves. And again, if you ever want to come down and try this, just meet us down at the Zions Bank building. We're there 7 days a week, and we're happy to get you started on your fitness hero journey as well.
And when you start going, make sure you keep going, because those ultimate minions, you had to have seen tonight how powerful they are. Well, that will do it. We've got our championship coming up later on, so you want to make sure you stay tuned for that. If you don't want to miss it, just drop a follow on the Boise State Twitch page so you get notified anytime we go live. But that will wrap up today's grueling Black Box VR Spring Invitational. Huge shout out to all of the competitors here, and a huge congratulations to Adam and Randy, who advanced to our championships. But until next time, have a good evening.